guys looking for a podcast? Well, this ain't no ordinary podcast. This is the Three Bells Podcast with Triple J, Mundo, and Shane O'Mac. Acknowledge me. Coming to you live each and every Monday night for Monday Night Raw, Tuesdays with NXT, and Friday Night Smackdown featuring WWE PPVs, news, and more. So tune in live on stereo and follow the buzzards. And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
So, we are finally here. TGIF, everyone. It's Friday. It's Smackdown Friday. And it's also the King and the Queen of the Ring tournament night. We just celebrated Monday Night Raw as they had one of their best episodes because of the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring. Will we say the same for tonight's Smackdown? What's good, everyone? It's me, your homie Shane O'Mac, coming to you live from the East New York section of the Three Bells Podcast table. I'm here with you, but I'm not here alone. I am here with the 2 homies. He is the CEO. He is Mr. Mundo. And that one person, Mr. Mundo. It's him. It's Dez. What's good, Dez?
Yeah! What's up, everybody? You know what time it is.
What's good, Three Bells Podcast, Smackdown Recap. It's your boy Mundo, a.k.a. Mr. A.k.a. himself, the CEO, right? What's going on, Shane? How you feeling tonight? Triple J, what's going on, my brother? How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, it's your boy, the King of Kings, Triple J. I'm now live in your city, fellas. What's going on? It's Good Friday. Let's get it.
Time to play the game.
That's right. The game. Triple J is here. The CEO Mundo is here. And your boy Shane O'Mac is here. But more importantly, you are here. So if you're ready, if they're ready, because I'm ready, this is Smackdown 3 Bells. One more for good luck. So yes, tonight is round 1 of the Kings and Queens, or Queen, excuse me, it's 1 king and 1 queen of the ring. So we have our tournaments tonight. We had our round 1 of our Raw participants. Tonight we have night 1 of our SmackDown participants. But before we go into the ring to fight, we had a nice little opener of course, our current undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. And he was having this quick little conversation with General Manager Nick Aldis. And pretty much Nick Aldis was like, yeah, we're going to find a competitor for you to go one-on-one for the King and Queen of the Ring PLE, which is going to take place at the end of the month. As a matter of fact, a couple of Saturdays from now. So who is going to be this individual that's going to have the pleasure of fighting him? Who? Oh, boy. Lo and behold, it's somebody that's already a champion, the U.S. champion, Logan Paul. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. Because, yeah, let's play this clip in case you missed it. But first things first, let's stop this. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Audio Man, for playing our theme song for tonight. Shout out to you. But let's play this clip right here.
3 years ago at WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes and I debuted on the same night. And since then, I have been the rocket fuel for the spaceship that is WWE. So my question for you is, how can you finish the story when it's not even your story? So what do I want to talk about, Cody? How about this? Let's talk about this. Me knocking you out and pinning you on top of my logo and walking out of Saudi Arabia as the WWE Undisputed Champion. I bet a lot of people stand across from you and assume just, what a dumbass. As fun as that would be, I'm not gonna call you a podcaster, a YouTuber, an influencer, an outsider. I'm not gonna pretend that this is a fad for you. I've actually gotten a sense of who Logan Paul really is, and so have they. You're the guy who went toe-to-toe with Floyd Mayweather, right? Under 40, and you made the Forbes list, and correct me if I'm wrong, 4th or 5th match, you won the United States Championship? Since we are going over facts, the fact is that if I was to win that United States Championship, that would make me a WWE Grand Slam champion. I am not done. In addition to all the positive things that I said you are also disrespectful. You are also self-centered. You are delusional. You cannot go a single match without grabbing those brass knucks. And you're out here taking credit for something that doesn't belong to you, doesn't belong to me. This right here, it's a team. And at the Queen and King of the Ring in Saudi Arabia, you are going to find out where you stand on that team.
Very, very interesting promo from both Cody and Logan. Now, me personally, before I would have Dez and Jay respond to this segment, first and foremost, I believe this fight. I like this match right here more than the Cody versus the AJ Styles. I'm going to say it. I'm going to just say it. Because first and foremost, Logan, he titled this Champ versus Champ. So, on top of you guys' thoughts and opinions about this segment, this promo, I just lost my thought. Wow, I'm just like going all over the place right now. But okay, so I tell you what. First things first, Dez and then Jay to follow. Why don't you give us your thoughts and opinions about this segment that I just played for you, guys?
Shane, if you don't mind, I would love to hear Jay's thoughts first, and then I'll come in after him, if you don't mind that.
If Jay don't mind, I don't mind.
I don't mind. I don't mind. I appreciate it. I definitely take
Jay.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What I got from this was the fact that Logan Paul declared himself Logan Paul Levesque. I said, oh shit, this guy just really took Triple H's name in vain. And then calls himself the longest reigning champion in the company. That he's box office, he's rookie of the year, and he's a superstar. And so the crowd says Prime sucks. And he was more or less, saying that he wants to beat him and beat him on top of his logo, on the Prime logo. So, Cody's calling him a dumbass, talking to Floyd Mayweather shit, and then he lets him know about the title, the US title. So it made me think to myself, is this title versus title, and loser loses the belt? Because if that's the case, then fuck yeah, have that match. Do it. I don't mind it as long as both belts are defended. You know, Other than that, shit, good opponent by Nick Aldis though. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, if you're gonna pick any type of heel, this is the type of heel I would expect. Someone who's championship worthy and and ain't afraid of the spotlight. So I'll be down to see this. I'm for it.
I heard no lies, unfortunately, from Logan Paul, because when they introduced him, I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Really. But he said no lies in his promo. I mean, he has been, first and foremost, let's commend him on the fact that he said what he said about being committed 100% to WWE, and he has been. He's been here. He's been on damn every show since. I mean, I can't even front. Can't even hate on him. He says no lies. He's been champ, the longest reigning champ right now. Everybody else is new. He's been in a lot of big moments in the last few months or the last year or so in WWE. There's no lies detected. My only thing is, I'm sorry, Jay, LaJuan, Boom. I'm sorry, but I don't want to see another person carrying two belts again. We just got through with that with the WWE Championship and the tag team titles. Like, bruh, come on with this shit. I really don't want to see it again. Like, I don't. It's just Okay, now if Cody wins, he's the United States and WWE champion. Oh boy, yay. Like, that's the only thing that I don't like. I don't really look forward to that. It's just like, come on. Other than that, I expect it to actually be a good match. Logan, all intents and purposes, this dude, he has really good matches. And this is not his first WWE title shot at a major pay-per-view outside of this country. And he almost beat Roman. He almost beat him. So I actually look forward to the actual match. And I want to just take a quick shot at everybody because I was the only one who believed in Cody's match on Saturday and said it was a really good wrestling match, and it got 5 stars. So yeah, boom.
I actually agree with you in terms of having the whole, this one guy has two belts thing. Like we've already had that, and we had that for quite some time to a point where it even became like, a trend that they did it with the men's tag team. So it's kind of like, if you look at it from that angle, what is the point of having this match? I mean, you already the champion, Logan Paul. What more do you want? Not only that, but you hope the record of holding the title for the longest time right now. Like, you've already made history. So it's like, so is that what you want to do? You just want to take it all? So from that perspective, if you're looking at it through his eyes, I get it. If you look at it from the WWE and Prime eyes in terms of making money and bringing all the eyes from Prime to WWE and vice versa, because they are, of course, the sponsor, and his Prime, of course, is going to be in the center of the ring in Saudi Arabia. He already reminded us of that because he's entitled and is well deserved for him to brag about that. So, yeah, I mean, yes, we're going to have an awesome fight because, hate him or love him, he's an awesome superstar. He's an awesome fighter. He delivers in the ring. But do we really want to see him as both the undisputed WWE United States champion? I think that's an overkill. Even just me saying that was just too much. But I don't know, guys. I mean, because if we have the match and Cody wins, he's getting both titles. Logan wins, he's getting both titles. Is that what we're understanding here?
But that's the thing, though. Nobody said that the match was for the United States Championship, though. From what I remember, all we got was Nick Aldis telling us who Cody's next opponent is for the WWE Championship. He never said it was a title for title match. This is what I've been trying to say. He never
Okay.
said that. It's
But
just that Logan.
it was the way Cody put it into terms like
Not even Cody. It
that
was
belt.
Logan. Logan branded it as champion versus champion, and then, like you said, Jay, then Cody went and said, "Oh, if I win this belt, then I'll become a Grand Slam champion." But
There you go again.
nobody.
Is that how everybody sounds in your head? You know, every time you quote somebody, you use that same voice. Is that how
I
we all
don't.
sound to you?
No, Negro. I just don't. I can't do voice. I can't do voices. Like I can't do that. So it's just
So you just
one
do one
thing.
voice. You do one
Everybody
voice that's
sound
not
like that.
yours, and you say that that's everybody.
Yes.
Fuck it.
Continue.
He's like, fuck it. He's like, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, we'll get it. Yeah, we know who he's talking about. Coño. Yeah.
Right. But that's the confusion there because it's like, bruh, because to me it makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense because of the fact that we just separated the tag titles. We just got rid of the Universal Championship. So what's the point of now having a double champ again?
Right.
And then on top of that, for two different divisions, technically, the heavyweight and the mid card is like, what? No.
Yeah. You know what I predict? I predict first off we're gonna get a damn good match. That's not even a question. And I have a feeling that there's going to be a disqualification and there's not going to be any titles handed because I don't like this. This makes no sense to me for one person to have both titles. Just have something happen and they get disqualified and they just keep their titles and we're still happy because we still get a kick-ass match.
Cody gets caught with the brass knucks. That's what probably happens, and he gets disqualified. Nobody loses.
I think we're just gonna get a outright contract signing and stating that it's just a WWE Championship match. That's what I predict. Damn, that's game.
That would make sense too. Just make it make sense. You have plenty of time to figure that out, WWE. Make it make sense. That's all we're saying. Just like this next backstage where we was with AJ Styles, which to me didn't make sense. Because at this point, everything that you was spitting, you was basically saying, well, yeah, I had the title. You know, I had the chance to win the title, and I didn't because something happened. But now you're going to start from the bottom, and you're going to work your way up again to that exact same moment, that exact same position. And what, you're going to do something different that's going to make you win? How come you couldn't do it back then? You had a fair one-on-one shot, no interference, no anything like that. And like Dad said, you had like a good old-fashioned wrestling 5-star match. Awesome match. That was your opportunity to win. So what's the excuse? Oh, so now you're going to come walk in and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm AJ Styles. I'm going to, be the king of the ring and I'm going to have my chance once again to the exact same guy with the exact same match. With what? The exact same... I mean, Des and Jay, please help me explain or to make this make sense to me because as of right now, it doesn't. I wasn't buying his promo at all, which is why I don't even have a sound bite because maybe the internet didn't find it made sense. Only one person had it, and he was filming it from his phone, and you could barely hear it. So it was a sucky clip online. So Des and Jay, please enlighten. If you can, or if you don't want to, we could just move on. And I wouldn't mind that either. Des and Jay. Des and Jay. Jay and Des. Jay and Jay. Des and Des.
I'm here.
Am I the only one here?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello? Are you on your Android phones? Hello?
I am.
Okay, fine, we'll move on. Okay, fine, we'll move on. Let's go to our... Hello? Yes.
Can you hear me, Shane?
Yes, I can. Are you okay?
I don't know. No, it's not me. It's stereo. Stereo froze on me, and the screen right now is showing me and Jay on mute. And then I heard absolutely nothing. You went out, and I heard nothing until now.
Yeah, I'm sitting here and I hear nothing. Like I see both of your mute buttons are on, and
Right.
I'm like Des and Jay, Jay and Des,
And
Des
then
and
yeah,
Des, Jay and Jay.
then it came in. I don't know what just happened. The stereo is on one this week, man. You guys are doing one hell of a
They,
job. One hell of a
but yeah, I
job.
don't understand that. I thought Stereo liked us. What's going on here?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Maybe they're
Did
about
you
to
hear
be
anything?
sold.
Oh,
No,
jeez. Did you hear anything I
no.
said about the AJ?
The
Yeah, I
last
went
thing
to
I
this.
heard, the last thing I heard you say was like Des said, they had a good match, and then it just went completely gone.
I was basically going, Jay, can you hear me?
He might
You
be.
good?
He
You good? You good? I can hear you. I'm only on mute because of these fucking banging pipes right now.
No, but see, on my screen, it still has me and Jay on mute. I can't tell whether I'm not. Well, let me see.
Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen, for Stereo. Yeah, you still unmuted. Now you're muted. Now you're unmuted.
All right, so I'm okay. So I'm gonna. You just scream out when you see what happens for me, because right now my screen just says I'm muted.
Okay, so now you're muted. You and Jay are both muted. And it's just me with my sound wave. Shout out to
Now,
Lawan. Shout out to Boom. I see you
now,
guys and I see somebody laughing.
was there a question for us that we missed when you were calling us, or?
Yes, I was hoping that Jay would respond, but maybe the pipes was banging so loud he didn't hear. And then he unmutes and he says, "Yeah, I heard you," but he doesn't answer the question.
What
So
was the
I'm like,
question?
it
Oh, it
was.
wasn't for
I
me.
just went
It
through a
was for
whole
Jay.
rant. No, I went through a whole rant, and I was asking if it was just me. We was talking about the backstage from AJ Styles,
Right.
and I was basically saying that he already had his opportunity to win the undisputed title. We just saw it. You just said that it was like a good old fashioned wrestling match, a 5-star wrestling
Mm-hmm.
match. And
It
I said to
was.
myself, this makes no sense because you're basically speaking as if you haven't had that match already. You had the
Well,
opportunity to win the titles and you lost. So what is it that you're saying now?
he blamed France. He said they distracted him with all
Right.
their stupid ass
Of course.
chants and singing and all that. He blamed them. Then he
Yeah.
also threw shade. He threw shade at Logan Paul by saying, he's gonna earn his championship match again. Because Logan Paul clearly just got it handed to him. But anyway, yeah. So he basically blamed France. That I literally wrote this down. I said AJ Styles blames France for distracting him and costing him the WWE title. That is exactly what he said. Oh man,
Mess.
that's
You know what
Mess.
I think? But you know what I think, fellas? I
Oh,
think he
now you
interferes.
talk.
I think he interferes in that match.
AJ.
Um, yes, I think he interferes in that title match because he told. Remember what he was saying? He was like, "I still owe one to Cody." Like when I see you the second time, I'm gonna beat you. And then he's mad that Logan Paul did what he did to get the title shot. Basically, it being handed to him. So
oh,
AJ's definitely gonna be one that's lurking and definitely gonna, he's a guy you got to keep an eye on leading into this
That's
he's
fight.
gonna
ridiculous.
he's gonna fly across the world again to cost somebody a match.
Right.
He
Yo,
would be
that's his
That's
Monica right there.
he would
ridiculous.
be the super pettiest mother effer in the history
That's
of the petty world. Like I
that's
am not
that's good though.
no,
That's
that's not
good
bad.
though.
I'm
He
not
does
saying
shit
that's
like
not
that.
bad. Yeah, that's OD. He will take the crown from Drew McIntyre for sure. he flies across the goddamn world again and cost somebody oh my god, that would be hilarious, Jay.
I'm I wouldn't mind because look at who he's doing against both of them. Two guys now that he really hates. So why not? Maybe this is setting us up for like a triple threat at SummerSlam with Logan, AJ, and Cody. Never know.
Mm-mm. I mean, to me, it doesn't make like. What is your beef with Cody? You two, you had a fair one-on-one fight. There was no cheating or anything like that. If anybody, you should be mad at yourself because you lost. Not because of France, because keep in mind, it was that same crowd that when you first came into the ring, you were showing them love the way they were showing you love. You didn't have a problem with all of them noise before. When you was giving hits and standing over Cody and they was all cheering for you, there was no fault there. Also, it wasn't until you lost fair and square that now all of that noise that they was showing love is now your downfall. Is now the reason why you standing right here backstage giving us this very promo that to me does not make sense. And I was telling, and that what I was saying, Des and Jay, that I was trying to find a clip, but I couldn't find a clip. It was only one person that had the clip, and it was on their phone, and it was bad audio. So that's how much I'm guessing that the internet wasn't buying this either. So, and that's why I was saying, Des or Jay, does this make sense? Like, does this make sense, or am I bugging from what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Make it make sense. You know, just make it make sense. Him and Logan Paul, maybe, but him versus Cody, come on, dude. I don't see it. But I want to see this. First of all, I want to see a drink. Let's have a drink. Woosai. Because now we can be happy with match number 1. And this is the Queens, our queen, round 1, with Naomi versus Nia Jax. Now call me Ethel, but wasn't it supposed to be Nia Jax versus Piper Nivens? I remember seeing that and I said, oh, shoot, the two big meaty girls are going to fight. But then tonight they're saying that it was Naomi versus Nia Jax, as in the two cousins of the Anoa'i family? Okay. And we have tonight is an interesting night. I know one out of the 3 bells here is not happy with what I'm about to say, but tonight was the very first night, and this was the very first match with our brand new ring announcer, Alicia Taylor. She finally hit the Smackdown announce microphone. So welcome to your new home. There was there they go. Right on cue. Right on cue. And I have a feeling that this won't be the last that we hear of this Alicia Taylor, Miss Taylor. There was a glitch, everyone. We had our glitch for the night at exactly 8:27 p.m. So, Des and Jay, since Des, you already have your hand on your button, why don't you tell us your thoughts and opinions about our match number 1, Naomi versus her cousin, Nia Jax.
Anime versus Nia Jax. All right. First off, the glitch was kind of weird. It was, I don't know, all these glitches are crazy, man. Boom put it in the chat and I watched it. It was the intro, the signature intro to WWE programming. And then it just started glitching and going, skipping and just wild craziness. And once it got together, Shane.
Yes.
Shane, you don't have that. You don't have that actually. You can't play that.
Play what?
Play the glitch.
I do not, but I can find it as you talk.
It's in
I'll tell
the
you
chat.
what. It's in the chat. Okay, I'll find it
chat.
as you give your thoughts, and Jay will give his thoughts, and I'll play it.
All right. And don't forget, you got to read it too. All right. Yeah. So anyway, Nia Jax versus Naomi. Man, what a damn match this was. Good match. I really enjoyed this match. It wasn't a squash match as I thought it would have been, even though it's Naomi, but still, Nia Jax really does a lot of squash matches when it comes to the women. First thing I noticed, I think we all noticed, was Nia Jax in her red and black ring attire. I don't recall ever seeing her in ring attire that specific color. Those specific colors, I mean. Maybe the off red or burgundy, but that right there, I actually wrote it down. Nia wearing bloodline red and black, and it fits her. Looks good on her. And then, yeah, Naomi and Nia Jax were doing a hell of a job. Naomi ran into Nia Jax as if she was a fucking brick wall and fell flat on her ass. And then she got she hit Nia Jax with a nice bulldog into the turnbuckle. It was like every time Naomi tried to get some offense going, Nia stopped it. And it was like, oh, here we go again. And Nia stops it. Like she splashes outside the ring onto Nia. They almost break the damn barrier, the barricade. And then, you know, she starts to punch Nia, and then Nia pushes her into the goddamn ring side. And then catches her and then gives her a fucking hellacious Samoan drop on the outside. And I was like, well, goddamn, this is how we doing it? I guess this must be family. They must have said, you know what, fuck it. Let's leave it out there in the ring tonight. Let's both look good. And then yeah, then eventually Naomi finally started getting some offense together without it being stopped by Nia. And she hit her with that split-legged moonsault. And then the unthinkable. I thought Nia Jax was going to counter Naomi and hit her with a powerbomb off the damn rope, but no. Naomi hits her with a fucking hurricanrana off the middle rope. I'm like, what the fuck? Did Nia just take this fucking bump? Like she just a whole flip off the goddamn. I was like, wow. The crowd was going crazy. I was going crazy. And it was a close call on that one. Close call. And then eventually Nia got her shit together and she started beating up Naomi, and she hit her with that annihilator, and that was it. But congratulations to both ladies. Good match on both ladies. Yeah, Jay.
Oh man, what a match! I enjoyed that match because both ladies were just leaving it out there in the ring. And the fact, like you said, it was surprising to see her in that red and black. Like, is she throwing us some clues? And the fact she was gloating a lot in the ring, even spanking her ass at times to the crowd, like, yeah, kiss my ass. And she was just out there doing what she does, bro. She's very strong. And the fact that, there were certain parts of the match where Naomi was looking really good. Shit, Naomi was doing her kicks. Even that one she did on the outside where she jumped on top of her and did her little twerk in the air and dropped her. That shit was fire. You know, and the fact that they were, Nia's headbutts were fucking hellacious. Like, bro, you get dizzy off them shits. And then like, yo, the TV kept on blacking out, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is happening? Like, did Naomi's tatas just come out? Did she do a little titty titty? So I'm like, hmm. But Nia got her leg drop, her Samoan drop also, and then she, then hour later, and she wins. I'm happy for her, that she wins this match, and good luck next week. But girl, good one for now. Let's
Thank you,
continue.
Jay.
Let's continue.
Thank you, Jay, for making me not think I was crazy, because I'm like, why the hell my screen keep blacking out? So that was a thing across the board. Okay.
But bro, it happened. It happened more than once though. Like even after the fight in other matches, the TV was
Yeah.
blacking out, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
is blacking out during men's matches now? Like the men got
Yeah.
shirts off.
I didn't know what the fuck. Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was
Is
like,
was someone holding a sign that's not supposed to be seen?
I didn't see
Because
anything like that.
I don't know, but that was just weird.
It's throwing me off. I was like, oh, okay, what's going
Like
on? I'm pissed.
like
I thought
like
it was my
Naomi,
cable.
like Naomi kept on, having to hold her bra, her shit up. Like this shit's like I seen in the chat that you guys said titties. So I'm thinking the same shit. Like, yo, did one of them just pop out on the screen and they blacked it
But
out so fast?
right, but
Like,
it
bro,
was like there's no such thing as men titties. So I don't know what was going on.
other
I don't know
nips,
what was happening.
other nips.
Yo, I'm like, what is happening right now? And like, I was just like, okay, this is pissing me off. But kudos to the ladies.
Facts.
Okay, so yeah, I feel much better knowing that it wasn't just my TV because I saw it also. And then I said because it's not the first time that they've done this. Remember, they've done this before, and then it was later determined that they was trying to, I think, hide a sign or something. Wasn't it that time where it said like rock die, rock or rocky die or something like that?
Yeah. Die Rocky die.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
But yeah, congratulations to Naya. That was a good match. It was a very very good match. Like I said, I'd have liked to have seen Naya versus Piper, but this was cool too to see the two cousins fight. So before we continue, let's play these quick messages to see who says hi.
Let's also play the most annoying sound in the world. And in the ring, someone please fire her now.
Oh boy. Oh boy, you just made Des night, boy. Probably this weekend saying that. Don't tell me, LaJuan, you about to say the same thing or something different?
I agree. A match has to end with a disqualification. Hopefully, both titles are not on the line. I hope not. If they're not on the line, then what's the whole point of this match? But if it's going to end in a DQ, it has to be a major or big pop-up surprise or something like that to really distract the Saudi Arabia crowd, man, because that crowd is not going to like it if it ends over there in a DQ.
So who Des and Jay, quick question before we move on. Who is Logan Paul's enemy or enemies that would possibly come in and cause a disqualification? Because for some reason, it just doesn't make sense for it to be AJ. So that's
Well,
what I'm looking at.
AJ, I would think AJ's prime target number one to actually be that guy to interfere. But then probably what happened behind that. A guy that hates AJ will come out and jump AJ, which would be LA Knight. He'll
LA
probably
Knight.
come back into he'll probably come back into the fold. But then you got on Cody's side of the things, if anybody was to help him out, it will probably be Randy Orton because he was a former Legacy member with
Mm,
him. So
mm.
there's so much we could throw out there. You know, I wouldn't be too surprised if any of the Bloodline tries to step in, and maybe one of their guys tries to step in and interfere in this, a la Tonga Loa. Never know, but or even ISO Speed. Some the guy with the guy who holds the brass knuckles for Logan. There's so many different people that we could think about that actually can interfere in these matches, in this match itself.
Okay. Okay. But it can go so many ways. But one thing is possibly, highly possibly sure, is that there's going to be some interference which will lead to a disqualification. Therefore, no titles are exchanged in the night with Cody as champion and Logan Paul, United States champion. Hmm. All right, so let's go backstage, everyone. We are going backstage with the newly signed to the Blue brand Smackdown, Mr. Baron Corbin. Mm-hmm. Remember him? The former tag team of the NXT with his tag brother Braun Breaker, who is now on Raw. So we got him backstage, and we want to ask him this one question. Hey, Baron. Hey, Baron.
Oh, what's up, man? First of all, welcome back to the Blue brand. How have you changed since the last time you were on SmackDown? So much has changed. Obviously, things weren't going my way when I was up here before. I was lost, man. Was I the king? Was I the constable? Was I happy? Was I sad? I had to go figure it out. I went back to NXT, and I found myself. I'm doing this as me. I'm going to wreck shop as me. And it's going to be a grind. But Hey, man, congrats on getting called up, bro.
Mellow.
Hey, when did you get drafted? I must have missed it.
You got jokes, huh? With a head that big, it's gonna be an easy target. So let me give you some advice.
Hey,
okay?
you know what? Save that. The last guy that tried to give me advice, he pulled out the tournament altogether at the thought of me running circles around him. So let me give you some advice, Baron. You should have did what Bobby did and pulled out while you had the chance. Because tonight, I'm running circles around you. See you out there.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm. So we got Melo versus Baron Corbin. Because, okay, let's go in the ring. For this is our King round 1 match. Corbin versus Melo. A very interesting thing that I've noticed happen. I guess we're going to start seeing this more, that we're in this new era where we're going to see movie advertisements during the match. Throughout on the big jumbo screen, as well as the little screens around the ring and the arena center, you saw the advertisement of the movie The Iron Claw, and it's not even in theaters. It's on a different stream, the Max stream. So, Jay and Dez, what are your thoughts on this match, as well as that very interesting advertisement that we saw on the display? Will this be the last? I say no, but it was interesting to see this during a match. Jay and Dez? Jay and Dez?
I'm here. I'm here. You said what was the question again? As far as the match itself?
As far as the match itself, I was just basically asking your thoughts and opinions about the Baron Corbin versus Melo match, and then also said I was talking about the advertisements that was on like the jumbotron and the displays around the ring and stuff like that. How they had a movie
Right.
advertisement for a stream service as an
Right.
advertisement. So I think this is the first that I can remember seeing this, but I know it won't be the last. So that's what I was saying. So Jade and Des.
True. True. I give it to them if they're advertising, for us to see this movie as it pertains to, to a former WWE wrestler, if I'm not mistaken. I'm fine with it. And, you got basically two guys who are basically one's on the way up and one's trying to get his second win as far as being on the brand again, the main brand. And I honestly like this match because you could see Corbin's offense was totally different. It looks like he took some shit because he did a suplex driver that I thought was nice. Then he did a Death Valley driver as well. And you could tell that the crowd was behind him. So I'm like, oh shit. He's gaining some really good offense. But Melo just catches him with some slick shit here and there. You know? And the fact that Corbin catches him with a nice Uranagi, another clothesline, a cut, a different version of the cutter, and then boom, out of nowhere, Melo wins the match, and I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. Corbin really had this one, but he had to put over the youngin and let the youngin win this way. But to win with an inside, a small package cradle, nah. I didn't like the way he won. So, Melo, you shot your shot, but you didn't win the right way, my boy.
What do you mean he didn't win the right way? Melo's a heel. He won.
I didn't.
He
I
won.
wanted. I would have rather him win a different way, like with one of his moves. I didn't like it that it ended that way in the small package.
That's exactly what the purpose of it was, to piss you off. You're a good guy, Baron Corbin. He actually had the crowd cheering for him. He lost, and he lost after doing all those nice moves, and he still lost by a small package. That's how you piss people off. So yeah, overall the match was a good match between the two of these guys. Shane, the sponsor of the match was Max, the app, and the movie was just an advertisement within the advertisement. But this is not the first time they did it. They did it so many times on Raw. think 2 weeks ago for the movie The Fall Guy, and they actually showed the goddamn movie preview while the match was going. I was like, what the fuck? Did we just jump out of a match to watch a fucking movie preview? I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
they
I had
never-
a meeting. Yeah, I had a meeting rant on that. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, even Pat McAfee kept asking about it. Something like, okay. But yeah, overall, Jay already hit all the points with this match. It was a good match on both guys. Both guys looked good. Baron looked, he showed off his new move set that he created in NXT. So I think it was a good way to get him up and running on SmackDown. And same thing for Mello. This heel Mello is still menacing and annoying, but I love it. And let's see what happens with him in the next round. And let's see what happens to Baron in his next episode of SmackDown that he'll be on. So kudos to both my guys.
So I guess it's fair to say that it was a good thing that Baron Corbin went to NXT. Went down to NXT to find his inner core. He went down there and basically found his groove, and it was good enough for him to be a tag team winner. And then he kept all of that and brought it here to SmackDown to give us, in my opinion, one of his best matches. That was like one of his best performances that I have seen him do outside of NXT. I was very impressed with him tonight. And Mello, yeah, Mello did exactly what Mello was supposed to do. He was fighting smart. He's a smart fighter. When he sees an opportunity, he goes at it. That's what we saw with Mello all night. All of those moves, all those hits that he was given, those were quick little opportunities while Mr. Corbin was on this smooth run. Because let's keep it real. I thought that Corbin was going to win because he was fighting like a winner. But Mello was like, okay, you may fight like a physical winner, but I am going to play checkers and chess on you, and I'm going to beat you easier than you possibly could have beat me. Does that make sense what I'm saying? And that's probably why, Jay, Mello won with such a simple move as a roll-up, because of that single moment. He saw the opportunity and he took it. And that's how he got that 3 count. So that's how I look at that. Correct, Jay?
Yep.
Correct, Daz?
Yep. Same thing you said about when he went against Trick. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Yeah, yeah. All around the world, the same song. Let's play this message, yes, from What the Boom.
Pick up what Des said a couple of nights ago. Was there really a heel and a face in that match? Who is truly the good guy and the bad guy? Going back on that. Boom.
I don't know if I'm playing that message on time or am I late? Do you know who he's talking about?
Yeah, this match that we're talking about right now. Yeah,
Okay.
Mello is the heel. Mello is the heel. And they're just trying to keep the momentum with Baron from NXT coming over into SmackDown as far as him being a fan favorite. That's why even Corey was kind of shocked because, he hasn't seen it on the main roster, but the fans cheered for Baron in NXT. So that the fact that they were cheering for him tonight is exactly what Triple H wants to happen. So he's the good guy. Mello is still the bad guy. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. And again, and maybe to answer your question, Boo, because Des and Jay, remember we had this discussion on how we said, sometimes we understand why the bad guy is the bad guy. Case in point, Drew McIntyre. Well, at least at the beginning, we understood why he was the bad guy. But then after he got his opportunity, he let his ego get in the way. And it's to a point now where I don't understand why he's doing some of the things he did. In the beginning, I did. But after he won that title and lost it, it doesn't make sense to me. So, just in general, sometime if you really look at the story of the bad guys, you understand why they're bad and why the good guys portray themselves as good or smoke screen in front of us to betray that they are good. Where if you even look at their backstory, you would go, wow, that's some slick shit. But that's for another story,
Well,
correct, Des?
he brought that up because this is before you came on with us the other night. We were talking about a specific story on his show, and I was playing devil's advocate, and I was explaining that how we came up with that mindset and how maybe the character who the fans are claiming is the good guy may not actually be the good guy. So that's why he came back to me with that just now with this. But in this case, Mello is clearly just being a bad guy. Like, it's different from when he was being portrayed as the bad guy when it was him and Trick. Right now, he is just outright being an asshole and calling his shot and just basically not trying to be looked down upon by anybody on the main roster, which I respect it. You call your shots and that's it. Don't let nobody talk down on you. But still, he gonna win by however much means he can. So, yeah.
Right. And the thing with Corbin, well, at least what I think for Corbin, and this was even before NXT, he had this, this whole cocky attitude, I'm this and I'm that and I'm the best and I'm the king. He was the king, as a matter of fact. And that definitely like blew his head up real bigger than JD's head from Judgment Day. But, he had that cocky, attitude, which was the reason why we didn't like him. So yeah. Like I said, we could talk about this for a long time, but I'm just going to end there by saying, welcome back, Baron Corbin. Yeah, you may have lost this, but it's once again, it's a stepping stone because we see what you are capable of doing here on SmackDown, and probably even more than that with your next match. So we'll see. Whew. Let's go backstage, fellas, and let's say hi to our women's WWE Women's Champion, Bayley. And she was asked, who was your favorite to win for the Queen of the Ring? And she threw in the word or the name Jade before Miss Chelsea Collard Greens and Piper Nivens, came in. And I don't even know what she said. I don't even care. But they were setting themselves up for their match that is coming up in a few minutes. So we're still backstage, fellas, and we're talking to Mr. RKO, Mr. Randy Orton. And Randy Orton, they was talking about him, talking with him, getting ready in your favorite. And he answered the question and he walked away, but then something hit him. And he had to go back to the microphone and say what was on his mind. And this is what he said. Very interesting.
That reminds me. This is for you, Tom. Last week, you took out my friend, my partner, my tag team partner, Kevin Owens, at Backlash. You and the Bloodline took him out. You think I forgot about that? No, son. I have not forgot about that. I can see this bracket. I see that you are safe and sound on the other side of this bracket, but something tells me, Tama, that you and I are going to cross paths. And when we do, it won't just be an RKO out of nowhere for you. No. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that your ass sees it coming.
And he stares into the camera. Dez and then Jay. Do we have any comments on this before we move forward? I say these guys, they definitely need to keep their eyes wide open because this is RKO we talking about, and he could come out of nowhere at any time at the most inconvenient moment and raise hell. Des and Jay, what are your thoughts? If you have.
I have nothing to say to Randy because he made me look stupid today, so I'm on a mute.
Nah, the way Randy was like, "Yo, I ain't forget you, son." I'm like, "Oh God, here he goes with his urban talk, his urban legend." So he was like, "You safe and sound being on the other side of that bracket and type shit." So he's gonna find his way to him, and I believe that he's gonna RKO him, as he said, right in his face, and make sure he expects it. So I can't wait because I like this side of Randy. Like he just don't give a fuck right now.
I agree. I like this side of Randy also, but I prefer the Viper. That was, in my opinion, the best Randy Orton. I like that guy, but maybe the PG or whatever wouldn't allow that. But we'll see. We keep our eyes wide open. So let's play these messages before we move on. What the boom?
Wednesday night, Des made a good point to say sometimes the bad guy is not the bad guy, the good guy is not necessarily the good guy. Boom.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. What say you, Luan?
It's going to be Tama Tucker and Randy Orton at the final Smackdown matches, man. It makes sense to continue the feud and add fire to it now that they both in King of the Ring, trying to be in the King of the Ring tournament.
Dez and Jay, why do I have a feeling that the prophet has just spoken? Why do I have a feeling that we're actually going to see that match at the King of the Ring? Because this man, Mr. Lewan, has said something like this before in that exact tone, and it happened.
Except
Why do I?
for when it came for Gunther versus Sami Zayn. I don't want to hear this bullshit. Don't give me this bullshit.
Wow.
Yeah, because you keep
Says your tag
praising.
teamer.
I don't give a shit.
Says
Knicks
your
lost tonight.
tag teamer. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
because you
all.
keep doing this same shit over and over, but then you don't ever give me no props, and then you backhand give me props after I say something about it. So yeah, I want to hear this bullshit. I want to hear this.
Shout out to feelings.
Shout outs to facts. How about that?
Okay, shout out to facts. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it out there. All right, I'm just gonna leave it alone, and whatever happens, happens. But it's been put out there, so we're just wait. 2 weeks from Saturday. Here we go. We're going into the ring. Match number 3. It's the Queens, fellas. It's one half of our current women's tag team, Jade Cargill, and she was going against Miss Piper Nivens. First off, let me say that this was a heavy, heavy, tough match for Piper. I mean, she gave her all in this match. I like this match because it was two strong, powerful women that was going back and forth, bouncing off the ring, trying to bounce the other, bouncing off the ring, trying to bounce one, and they couldn't do it. They had this stare down, and it was lean power versus thick power. And it was both even. It was almost as if they was fighting each other. It was a good match, in my opinion, from beginning to end. Surprisingly enough, Jade ended with that move that I did not think I would ever see anybody lift Miss Piper like that. But we saw it. It was amazing. And of course, Jade wins. Congratulations to her. And yeah. Is there anything that you'd like to add to this, Jay and then Dez, with
Are we
our?
skipping over this match? What the fuck just happened?
I gave my opinion. I gave my opinions, and then I said, "Is there anything else you'd like to add to it, Jay and then Dez?"
Correct. Correct.
Is that what I said?
Right. You're right.
Okay.
I don't
Like
know.
what I saw from this match was the fact that both of them were fucking delivering too, as well with this match. With Piper, she hit her with a nice little Zenton and a nice little Rolling Thunder, whatever you want to call it. She hit her with that, and then you know Jade hits her with the Blue Thunder Bomb, and I'm like, oh shit. Did she just really pick her up and do that shit? Like, she did it smoothly since this girl is pretty big for her, and the TV blacks out again. And I'm like, oh god, here we go with the blackouts. But good pump kick by Jade that she did, and then when she hit Jaded, yet again picked her up with ease and just dropped her flat on her face, pancake style, and got the win. Good shit, good win. You know, Jade is undefeated. Keep it up, girl.
So Shane, did this performance by Jade satisfy you on her in-ring ability? Now that we're seeing her outside of the tag team with Bianca and not having to just be on the side for the majority of the match, did this performance kind of give you like, okay, she's on the right direction feeling?
Yes, we finally, after all this time, got a match, and it was against a person that gave her reason to push rather than just to, give her a little snuff here and a little shove there and then an easy pin. This was tough for both of them. And to answer your question, absolutely. That's why I love this match.
Now, also following that up, on the other end, you know how on Tuesday I was giving props to people like Mi Chen, Ariana Grace, Chelsea Green, because we're used to seeing them in meaningless matches. On the flip side of this one, how did the performance of Piper Niven outside of a tag team with Chelsea, how did she look as an individual tonight to you? Does she look like she may have promise? Like maybe they might actually be giving her a chance moving forward, even though she lost. But it was a good display on my end, in my opinion.
Yeah, when I was before I let you and Jay talk and I was giving my 2 cents on it. Absolutely. This was, like I said, this was the best that I've seen of Piper. And I can totally, absolutely see her as like a singles competitor. She doesn't need Chelsea. Let Chelsea chill out at NXT and do her thing there. Let her develop there. Let her grow there. And then when her time comes, she'll come to SmackDown on Raw, and we see her do her thing just like how we gave shout outs to Baron Corbin. Just like that, how he developed in NXT and then kicked ass tonight on SmackDown. Absolutely, Des.
I think I think Chelsea's part in all of this right now, it's only just to be the mouthpiece for Piper, because I guess Piper's mic skills aren't up to par, and not to mention she has the accent. So you know how it is with people with accents. WWE tries to figure out a way to get somebody to speak for them. So I think that's what it is with Chelsea. Her job is just to be the mouthpiece, because I mean the whole interaction with Bayley, Chelsea spoke, and then Piper was just staring at Bayley with the mean mug. So that's what I'm grasping from it.
I mean, I understand that, Des, but how long will this go on? You understand what I'm saying? Like eventually, if she does not have good mic skills, maybe we should develop them. Just like I'm sure they had to develop, the fighting skills and performance that she gave like tonight. She had to start from somewhere. So just like your mic skills, you got to start from somewhere and build it up to a point where they will feel comfortable having you as a singles competitor. Because Chelsea can only be a mouthpiece for so long because she has to do her own thing at the same time that you got to do yours. So please, Piper, please get you some mic skills practice on the mic because you're good in the ring. You just proved that tonight. Now the next step, hit that microphone. Does that make sense what I'm saying, Des? Jay?
No, definitely. I'm just saying that I think her issue is I think her accent might be a little thicker, but then again, it's like in my mind, I'm like, if they can give Becky the microphone, even though she bores all of us, they can at least try with Piper. She has I think another heavy Scottish accent as well, or something like that. Because they were talking about Scotland. So yeah, but if they can give Becky and Sheamus and fucking what do you call it, Drew the mic, they can give her the mic too. I don't know.
Absolutely. I mean, every mic skill doesn't have to sound the same. It doesn't have to be like a proper American, stitch to it. Like it can be like different, different cultures and different lands and different slangs and twangs. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I say like just give it a try. Give it a try and see where it goes. That's all I'm saying. But the thing that I like, which was pretty cool after this match, we're thinking that it's probably going to go backstage or a commercial break. But what happened was interesting. Jade wins. And she jumps out the ring and she's thanking everybody, giving everybody high five. She even signs an autograph. And then Bianca Belair's music comes up. And then here comes Bianca, the other half of our women's tag team champions. And then they meet each other and they go, oh, there you go, girl. Oh, you go, girl. Look at you, girl. Look at you, girl. High five. And then they do that cute little, hand clap salute thing. It was a cool and cute transition from one match to another. Because we go from match 3 to match 4, which is another Queen's round match, which is the other half, Bianca Belair versus Candice LeRae with her friend Indy Hartwell.
Shane.
First, yes, Jazz.
Before you move on, I just want to ask you. So does that count as our one? I can never remember the name of this damn segment. Is it the one camera shot of the night? Does that count as that? Because it was the same camera, right?
Yes, it was. That would be the single camera shot of the night.
Yay.
Yeah. Not the best, but it was cool to help with that transition. It was a cool transition. So yeah, Des, you saw it. You pointed it out. Good job, man. But let me flip that coin for a happy transition to annoying video package. Can anybody that is listening can answer this question. Why the hell are we getting a Shinsuke Nakamura video package before this match? Please, anybody, jump in and answer this question. I am serious. What was the point of this video package with Shinsuke Nakamura?
Well, he's been on Raw for a while, and not everybody has access to Monday Night Raw. I'm assuming that's because it's on cable. So maybe the fans aren't familiar with him, and at least they didn't show what he's been up to while he's been off of network TV. So now they're excited. They're like, oh shit, since Shinsuke's back on SmackDown. Because the last time we saw him on SmackDown, he was the WWE. Wait, Jay, did he ever win the title, or did he? No, right? Well, yeah, he was still.
No. Shin's only done like Intercontinental on SmackDown.
Yeah, he was the Intercontinental Champion, and he had a good run on SmackDown. And the last thing they remember him was kicking, if I'm not mistaken, AJ Styles in the nuts when he became a heel, and he's been a heel ever since. It feels like, and yeah, so maybe they're trying to build the excitement to see him back on SmackDown. Shane, back to you.
Thank you, Des, for clearing that up. You see, sometimes when I have questions like that, when I have doubt in my mind, sometimes it's good to just ask. And I love how I can ask my homies at the Three Bells podcast table, and especially that Des boy. He always know what to say to make me go, that makes sense. Okay, now I see it. Now I got it. So thank you, homie. Thank you for clearing that up. And yeah, thank you. I feel much better now. I feel better because of what Des says. And I also feel better because, we had this match. We knew who was going to win. I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, really? Come on. Lorraine. And she had her friend there, Hartwell, and she tried to help by tripping, Bianca, and it didn't do much because it just made her even more mad. It gave her more strength in her hair. And the next thing you know, boom, we have our obvious winner. So, Jay and Dez, any thoughts on this match? Did you say, I told you so when you knew who was going to win? Your thoughts?
Man, we all know who was gonna win. Indy was just so fucking stupid and like, why the fuck you taking her knee out? And it didn't really affect her, but but maybe like 2 minutes of that match. Other than that, Bianca fucking dominated and kicked her ass, and even torture racked her for a minute before hitting the KOD. Like, come on. Eh, y'all weren't making sense on Mondays. You brung this shit to Fridays, and now still. Indy, nah. You should have just got sent to NXT, as I've been saying. Should have left Candice on her own to figure her own shit out because y'all two are not cut right now to be together at the moment. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, there's not much for me to add to this. Shane said all the exciting parts in the match. Jay said all the surrounding thoughts that you had while watching the match. And for me, it's just like, oh, wow. Bianca won on one leg. Superwoman. Check her out. Congratulations, Bianca, on the win. I don't know what they're going to do with Candice and Indy. Like you said, Jay, I think they need to break this up. But I think it'll be embarrassing for Indy to get sent back to NXT. But then that would probably be a hell of a storyline between her and Roxy. But yeah, like Shane said, this was an obvious. It was like, come on. Some of the stuff, some of these women groupings, you're just like, really? Like, come on. But yeah, shout out to Bianca. I love her theme song, by the way. It makes me happy.
Yeah, I mean, most of these matches you would say, yeah, we know who's going to win, but at least they gave an entertaining match. It was a good match. For some reason, this match just didn't hit me. It just didn't umph me like all the other matches. I mean, it was an okay match, but it's not, it's not the gravy on top of my potatoes. Let's just say that. Yes, Des.
No, that made me laugh, and I hit the unmute button by accident. My bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not going to accidentally hit this button. I'm going to hit it on purpose. It's our messages.
Yo, Mundo, you talking about one, bro? I got like 20 right. I got like 20 right out of one, bro. Come on. I'm on a winning streak, bro. Don't hate.
Hold on. Stop. All right.
Are you sure you want to do this?
I'm very sure because I'm very confident in the fact that I was called. You guys were asking me if I knew the fucking people that was writing the fucking script for the show. You didn't forgot about who the fuck I am? Really? You're getting so caught up in this recent stuff that you forgot there was a 3 Bells before LaWine. You forgot that, and I was like, I was literally giving you everything ahead of time. Like, bruh, short-term memory, huh?
Okay. It's more
So
for
since we're giving out
LaWine.
shout outs, shout out to the Brooklyn Nets, shout out to the Knicks, shout out to the bum ass Mets, shout out to those teams.
Hey. Cut that out. Cut that out. You don't, this is WWE and this is Smackdown. We're talking, god damn it. So keep it with that. What else you got to say?
I know why we're getting this message from Shinsuke Nakamura. I think Boom's going to answer that question.
Well, we got this because we're going to see him here on SmackDown soon. That's what I'm guessing. Why else would we have a video package, quote unquote introduction video package. Speaking of, let's go backstage for this very interesting exchange. For we are in the middle of this New Jack City movie scene where we have the Bloodline. And we have Paul Heyman stepping in, and he has to talk to Mr. Nino Brown, Solo himself. And this is what they basically spoke about. Take a listen.
Listen, I know my place in life. I'm Roman's wise man. But Solo, you're making decisions.
Like the decision to lie and pull Roman from the draft. Yeah, that won't backfire on us, Paul. Because of that mistake, we got drafted in the 3rd round when we should have been number 1. It's like you're trying to take money out of my pocket. You trying to do that? Huh? You trying to take food away from my kids to eat? Huh? You want my kids to starve, Paul?
No.
Or last week, you walked by my brother Jay. Did you try to, give him a signal or a look that you needed help?
No.
I understand you're the wise man. I know you're trying to protect Roman from the draft, protect us, protect the family, the bloodline. Okay. And you haven't spoken to Roman since he lost our title at WrestleMania, right?
Right.
Well, I have. I've spoken to him.
What?
And until he comes back, I'm in charge of the bloodline. I call the shots. And you will be my wise man. My orders. Don't touch her, Chief. Give me a hug, wise man. Bring it in. It's okay. Bring it in. Yeah. I love you. I love you, wise man.
I'm not believing that. He could have easily just said what he said without even talking or even remotely thinking about talking to Roman. Des and then Jay, your thoughts on this promo? And did you believe anything that Solo said?
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. I call it bullshit. First and foremost, the last time we heard him tell somebody that he loves them was Jimmy. And look what the hell happened to Jimmy. So that's number one. Number two, like you said, Shane, I can just say, yeah, I spoke to Roman, and this is what he said. Since when Roman stepped away, does he ever say, this person's in charge of the bloodline? You're calling all the shots. That nah. Yeah. Paul got played tonight. His face was hilarious. He's like, what? I think Paul needs to get a Oscar, a Emmy, everything that you can possibly give an actor. He needs to get that because his facial expressions, his body movements, and all that is top tier. Top tier.
A Temu, a Wish.com award, a raspberry.
Nah, he needs everything, Shane. You can't tell me like that facial expression today, last week, on Monday. That why do you think? Remember what we were saying on Monday was, LaJuan was like, his facial expression was basically giving off "help me," and then for Solo to turn around and say that tonight, it's like shit, right? And then last Saturday when they were throwing their ones up, and then Solo screamed at him, and then he did it. He's like, "Oh my god, yes!" Like body movement, like he deserves it, man. He is making this shit 100% enjoyable. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Jay?
Whew, pretty much covered a lot in that one. But what I got from it was the fact that you're seeing Solo push for the shits. He gives him a hug, lets him know, and bro, we all know you're the one calling all these shots yourself at the moment, for the moment, and Heyman is scared shit. Heyman don't know what the fuck to do. And it's true, like you said, Des. We all said the same shit on last week. That Heyman had that face like, help me, somebody, and Solo used it against him, more or less. So right now, it's just a plea for help, and you could tell that these young guys and their how can I put it, their haircuts and all of that they have, the Mohawk group, that's what I'm gonna call them, the Mohawk line, and hey, let's see what happens later on down the line with all this bullshit.
Yeah, I agree with Jay on everything that he said. And yeah, you're just going to have to wait, especially towards that end. The way Solo looked to the side and he said, "Yeah, I love you. I love you too." Oh, I'm sorry. I'm over here. I'm in Jay's room, everybody. So if you hear anything in the background, you gotta excuse me. But apparently, it's like 50 degrees here in Brooklyn. So we're
man, yo.
Jay. Let me stop playing. Maybe stop playing. I walked out of Jay's room. I'm out of Jay's room now. I'm back home. Back home. You can hear my water fountain. There you go. Water fountains, banging pipes, police sirens. You get it all here at the Three Bells. All type of sound effects.
That's Brooklyn, baby. That's what Brooklyn sounds like. Brooklyn, stand up, Brooklyn. Brooklyn, stand up, Brooklyn. Brooklyn, stand up, Brooklyn. Brooklyn, stand up, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Boom!
Well, that's Florida.
Wow. Shots fired. Shots fired. Let's check this. Oh, look who's here. It's Mr. Boom.
The Mohawk line? No, you don't. No, you don't. They're the bloodline, but they're the God version of the bloodline.
Oh, God.
Bear Grylls of Destiny, I don't care what anyone else says, and you're going to be seeing more from both of them. I know it, so... Boom!
I have a question for Triple J, for Shane, for Lawan. Boom. What version? Because we've all seen is of the original bloodline and what they did, and we're watching the rise of this bloodline. What version of the bloodline is more scary to you? This version with someone who's leading, but like they're just terrorizing, or Roman's version where it's being methodical and cerebral about things, but then yet they still unleash hell on people. Kevin Owens, per se. What version of the bloodline is worse to you or scarier to you?
This new version still needs more time to me in order for me to actually decide that. But to me, I just see them as like back in the days when you had like the two different NWO factions. So I just look at them as the Wolfpack. That's what I look at them as. And Roman's side is just the black and white. Eventually, that's what's gonna happen. The original versus the new ones. And I will always say, I will always go with the originals. Always. Because I like the slow, methodical shit that, Roman and them would do. And their popularity is more up there. When we seen that it was Tama, Tongaloa the other night at the PLE, and then we had to resurface to 10 fucking years ago and notice that he was a guy on a bike named Camacho. You're like, what the fuck? Why is this guy here? Why is he a part of this faction? You look at it from those standards because he wasn't shit back in the days. He wasn't nothing with the company. And if they could have used him now, he shouldn't have fucked up his little coming up from under the ring shit on his first night on the job. You know, right now,
So
Tongaloa gotta sell me more.
but Jay, before you go, Shane, and answer the question, I'm sorry. But Jay, can't you say the same thing about the Usos? Before the bloodline, they were kind of stale themselves. And then you go back 10 years or so ago when they had the face paint on and doing the
Right.
and all that before. And then they run to the ring and all that. What?
More. More.
Shane, you don't remember that?
You
You know what? Because Shane only he only remembers the Usos as the cool dudes that they are today. But bro.
I remember when they came out with the face paint and they did the selection of it's the
Samoan
dance.
chant.
It's a name for that. But yeah, they used to do that. When I say oos, you say oosho. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, thank goodness they switched. Oh.
I'm sorry. I know I sound a hot mess, but y'all got what I meant on that point. But
yeah, of course.
Shane, what about you? Like, I know we don't know too much about this new bloodline yet, but we watched how the other one was coming up, and to me, like it's completely different.
Absolutely. Because to me, it's like these new guys here, this younger breed, these young knuckleheads that's going to prove that they're bigger and stronger and better. That's going to be their angle. However, it seems to me that they are all the same. They have the same bravado about them. They mean, they angry, they don't smile, and then they go in the ring and terrorize. Compared to Bloodline Part 1, you had Jimmy and Jay, they had the different personalities. Sometimes they would laugh, they would crack a joke. Like there was different, attitudes. There was different emotions that was going on that everyone can relate. And they gave one of the most awesomest stories in all of WWE. We was compelled, we was attached, we was ready for the next week. As opposed to this, guys, it's just, eh, eh. It's just one thing that they are capable to do. They haven't made us laugh yet. They haven't made us think. They haven't really made us tune in terms of what they're going to do different than they did today. They're going to do the same shit. Well, the thing is, different victims.
Are they not a reflection of their leader? Because even during those times with the first bloodline, during the laughing and ha ha he he moments, Solo was not laughing or none of that. He was just standing there, mean mugging. Mm-hmm. So would you expect that to be anything different in this bloodline led by him? I would think that everybody would have the mean mug and just want to fuck everybody up and then be like, we out.
Which is what they're doing. Which is exactly what they're doing. So just to make it simple for me, to answer your question, I want to answer it two ways. I would say Bloodline Part 2 are the scarier ones, the meaner ones. But Bloodline Part 1 is the more favorable, the more marketable. Does that make sense? Does that answer?
Well, of course,
did I answer the question?
Well, of course, because Bloodline Part 1, from day one, they had the champion on their side. Roman was champion from jump, whereas Bloodline Part 2, they don't have any gold. So it's like, all right, you guys are trying to get it OTM, you're trying to get it out the mud, but you're not there's no champions there, so they have to make a name for themselves by beating everybody's ass and whatnot, and showing that they play no games. They already took out KO, they took out Jimmy, they probably gonna take Randy out, and I mean that's a good roster of people right there alone to build yourself up on. But it's just that, like, we need to see more winning of Solo on his own. You know, yeah. Fellas in the listening area on your,
which he doesn't have a lot of, by the way. And what's to stop these guys for betraying Solo? I mean, Solo, you just a brother, just like all of us. You just you're not like a tribal chief. What you because you say that you're a tribal chief? You're not Roman. So what's to stop those guys for saying, "Hey, how come I can't be the tribal chief? I'm just as strong as you. I'm just as, I have just as much wins under my belt as you do." What?
I think it's the same reason why nobody else in the bloodline, until eventually challenged Roman for that. They just followed. He's the baddest dude in the group, and we're gonna just leave it like that. I'm crazy, but he's crazier. I'm a heavy hitter,
For
but
now.
he hits even heavy. Yeah, of course.
For now.
And they're drinking whatever the Kool-Aid is that he made. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll still see. Before we continue, let's play some of these messages. Go on.
Just like what Jay is saying, this new bloodline team is completely new, so we got to get a chance to see them to grow than the other bloodline. But this new bloodline reminds me of the NWO, how they was just brutal. Even the colors, man, the red and black, those colors represent that. It's always going to be the old bloodline, man. The original is always going to be the best. And the person that's making these calls is Rocky Johnson, man. He's the real tribal chief. He's the real boss. He's the one that called the shots.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Put the Usos up against Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. See what happens. See what happens. You three have not seen anything yet. Or you four, I'm putting Luana in this. You have not seen anything yet. Go watch some New Japan to know what the hell I'm talking about. Because you keep talking about it, but want to see what Tama Tonga and Tongaloa can do? Oh, you just wait. Boom!
What, you mean that slap fest that Lower had put on his final match? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you're referring to? Des and Jay, you should see that clip. I said, wow. Like, he was literally, like, tapping the guy. And I was like, what are you doing? Are you, like, foreplaying with him or something? What's going on? That is your reference? Boom?
I saw it. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. But,
yes.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know much more about him. I don't know about him outside or inside WWE. So, but of course, guys, I'm not comparing the Bloodline Part 2 to the entire run of Bloodline Part 1. I kept trying to make it seem like, when they started Part 1 and comparing it to where we are with Part 2 right now, like the beginning origins of it. Sorry if I wasn't clear.
Oh, okay. So Des, why don't you ask us this question again? Let's say, like, next month or the next 2 months, once they get their feet more wet, the Bloodline Part 2. That way we will have more to work on in terms of deciding. First off, deciding what they're even going to do. And secondly, how much are they going to do in order for us to come to any type of conclusion about them? Because as of right now, there really isn't much. I mean, Tama had his match, which we're going to talk about tonight, and Laura, we're still waiting on him.
Well, I think we already know what the end goal is. But if anybody can remember to remind me to remind y'all about this in about a month or two, then I have no issues asking the question again. But in all honesty, Solo already told us what the goal is in that promo that he did with Paul. He said Roman lost our championship. He didn't say his championship, our championship. And you know why it's our championship? Because they all were a part of helping him retain the title. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like Jay said, but I don't think it'll happen this early, but if they find their way into fucking around with Cody again to try to get that belt back.
To try to get
bloodline.
their belt back.
Back into the bloodline.
Interesting. Back to the messages, Lawan.
Oh, Samu! Oh, Samu! Oh, that's better than They should know better than that. Oh,
that shit was tough, though.
Do y'all remember when Tonga Loa was Camacho back in the days? Do y'all remember his theme song at all?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember him in WWE or outside of WWE. I didn't even know.
Bro,
right.
Look at this. Look at this. I'm gonna try to play this song. Look at this.
Sabes que nosotros somos pocos pero locos, que en la calle somos los más poderosos, del medio del universo poco a poco, salimos desde abajo para controlar el negocio. Nosotros somos los que nos matamos trabajando, mientras que ustedes dicen que nosotros somos los malos, porque siempre estamos en una esquina parados y tomando, nos dicen borrachos, chicanos y mexicanos, no tienen.
This sounds like the people that made Rey Mysterio's music.
It sounds fake.
They sold him to us as a Mexican.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sounds like the
Mexican.
That's what I said. It sounds like people made Rey Mysterio's song.
Was that real Spanish?
God. Yes, that was Mexican rap. Bro.
Yeah, it sounds like booyaka, booyaka.
It sounds like Chris. It sounds like Chris Tucker from Friday. Remember Chris Tucker from Friday?
Yes.
Like,
yo, you stupid, man.
Yeah, one more message before we move on. Lawan.
Yeah, if I didn't say either year, they remind me of the Wolfpack. The Wolfpack NWO. The colors, the red and black.
But you see the difference, though? I like that. I like the comparison because the same thing. Black and white NWO they were followers of the champion, like Bloodline Part 1. Whereas Wolfpack was followers of an original member of the NWO who wasn't champion yet, Kevin Nash, and they just did what he did, and then they was just I like that comparison, guys. Good job.
Cool job. Okay, I'm gonna play this one match, and then we're gonna play this one message, and then we're gonna go to the match. Boom says. What was that?
Okay. It sounds like they said, ain't nobody realer than Gorilla. Ain't nobody realer than Gorilla. Yeah,
okay.
Ain't nobody really. I mean, I would love to hear that in WWE. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll play it as an opener for one of our episodes. If they bring that.
Right.
If they bring it. Mm-hmm. But fellas, I'm glad they played that song to get us amped up, because now we could be amped up to hop in the ring for match number 5. And this is the King round, where we have part of Bobby and Friends, Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins versus Bloodline Part 2, Tama Tonga. This is his first match, his first solo match. And can Angelo pull off doing this little solo match? Jay, and then there's the follow. What are you guys' thoughts on this match? And then I'll say what I gotta say, maybe. Jay and Des?
Eh, it was all right. It wasn't the best match. I didn't get to see too much offense from either guy, and like even with Tez being out there and then getting taken out by Solo and Tongaloa, I was like, okay. But then, Tez got, Dawkins got sidetracked and lost the match. And that finishing move, whatever it was, wasn't too good. The match was too bland for me. I needed more excitement from this match in order for it to be better because you could tell that Dawkins ain't have too much time to prepare for this match. They possibly gotten zero work in and probably talked their way throughout this whole match. And you could tell because they were both very sloppy. Very sloppy. I didn't like it. I'm sorry.
Well, apparently, me and the fans saw something completely different. Yeah, we got plenty. Basically, the entire match was mostly offense from Dawkins. Besides the beginning, when Tama was in the beating him down in the corner, but the fans were behind Dawkins the entire time. That sky high, that false finish right there had the fans on their feet. Literally, the fans counted 3 when the referee didn't, when he kicked out. And the fans, and I was like, oh shit, look at this shit right here. Early in the day, I told Boom that I believed that Dawkins would have was going to win the match because, excuse me, I thought Randy was going to interrupt the match, but I didn't think that for once we would actually have people who have factions with them ringside. So that was a surprise to me. And once I seen the bloodline come out, I'm like, all right, forget about it. It's not going to happen. But Dawkins put on a good match. That flying elbow that he just did, because I'm looking at this match as we speak, he was cooking. It was not a sloppy match, Jay. I don't know what the hell you was talking about or what you was seeing, but it was not a sloppy match whatsoever. And then that shoulder tackle that he did that knocked Tama damn near out the ring was crazy. Same thing with Montez and him doing his jumpity shit onto Solo and the other brother. I was like, this was pretty intense. The fans were literally on their feet for this, and yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Street Profits. I don't know who they pissed off in the back, but this is some sad shit, man. Some sad shit. I think they're one of the only main roster tag teams who actually have potential in title wins who's not getting anything but just shafted left and right. It's incredible. And Jay, I agree with you that finishing move by Thomas some bullshit. I don't think Dawkins should have lost off of that.
Yeah, I agree. It was a good match. It was good on Angelo's side. Like he was really delivering. I was hoping to see more from Tama. Just a little more. I know this is your first, but I was hoping to see a little more. That way we can have like a more heavy pounding match, especially coming from you, being that you're such a big, strong, powerful looking guy. I was hoping to get a little bit more power from you. That way you and Angelo could have complemented each other a little more. That way the hits would have been more pounding and more ooh ah e esque. But yeah, I guess for story purposes you're gonna have Mr. Tonga win and then have and let's give free some more spikes for everybody. Here's one for you, Dawkins, bam. Here's one for you, Montez, bam. Let's just give it all. Give you one, Jay, with your banging pipes. Give one to you, Dez, and give one to myself with my liquor on the side. Why not? But yeah, congratulations. He moves on to the next round.
Shame.
Dez.
Shame. I forgot to mention, I think the funniest part out of all of this was after the match, and they're all putting their ones up, and you see Paul Heyman puts his ones up without a problem, but for some reason, Solo feels like he didn't put his one up, so he just looks, and Paul's like, no, it's up, you're good, I'm good, we're good together. Yo, he keeps stealing the show, son. He is fucking hilarious, man. That man is pure gold, man. It's between him and R-Truth, man. They're neck and neck, man. They are pure fucking gold. Pure gold.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. To be continued. And I think he is the guy, Paul. I honestly think that he is saving these guys in terms of the promos. Because, Solo's promos, and people are comparing him. I don't know if you guys seen this, but people are actually comparing Solo and his promos to the guy in the wheelchair from what's that TV show? Malcolm in the Middle. Remember his best friend, the black guy with the glasses, and how he always spoke like this? That's what they're saying. How Solo talks.
Yo, that's ODE.
And as soon as I saw that, I can't unhear that. I hear that every time he talks.
Jay, you don't find that funny, son?
Jay knows that it's funny. He's just back there. He can't. I hope Jay can hear. Jay, did you hear the joke that he just said?
I can
we
hear
were talking
you.
about Malcolm in the Middle. Jay, I'm in the room. Jay, can you hear me?
Yes, me and my banging pipes can hear you.
Yeah, we was talking about Solo sounding like the best friend for Malcolm in the Middle. All right, fine. I'll step out. I'll step out.
Oh man, Jay don't get the reference. He didn't see the show. That's why he's
yes,
not
I
laughing.
did see it.
No, you didn't. Because if you would have seen the show, you would have been laughing. That's like one of the funniest
Sorry, I'm
parts of
not
the
laughing
show.
as much. Jesus,
You're not laughing at all. What do you mean, Gonyo? You're not laughing at all. You're just like, hey, I'm here. Yes, I'm here, Shane. Shane, give him a womp womp, please, because that is the worst. That is just
what? How? How I get a
He doesn't
womp
get a
womp
for that.
I didn't even
Bro,
do nothing.
Do that.
For that fake
I
laughing that he just did just now, he just played both of us. He's like, yeah.
No, that was only to you, not to him. I'm never gonna disrespect my tag team partner.
But it was his joke. So what the fuck are you talking about?
I wasn't disrespecting
like,
him
what?
at all.
You sound stupid right now. That's his fucking joke. Like, I'm not gonna like. What the fuck is that? That's his joke. you just fake laughed at your own partner's joke. Thank you, studio audience.
Hilarious. In front of the studio audience.
That was hilarious. Funny, Shane. Yo, I haven't heard that character in so long. You so stupid.
I was rolling when I saw that, and then and I heard it tonight during his promo. I heard it. I was like, wow.
And that's the thing. You know what's crazy? Because he didn't speak like that when he was in NXT. Like, he was straight hood in NXT. Like, I watched the promo where he took down both Trick and Mello in the same fucking promo. Yeah.
And this is what we get now.
Because he's been on mute for like almost 2 years now, right?
But you forget to speak a clear sentence without periods in the middle between each word.
I'm not doing
it. You just cut yourself short. Did you mean to do that?
Yes, I did. I said I'm not doing this again, and then I'm mute.
Oh, okay. No, because it's like because you mute in the middle of your word mute, so you say mute. From
Shane,
my end, that's what I hear. That's what I hear from my end.
Shane, we must be inhaling laughing gas or something.
See,
both of us.
Instead of you saying mute, you say. So that's why I was like, "Are you finished? Was there something else?"
Shane, what are you sipping on your side?
In all honesty, water, because
Sipping
I
on-
had to recoup from yesterday. This is water. This is water because
Wow.
that's what I get for being in grown folks' business. That was grown folks'
Uh-huh.
business. I had
I
no reason being in grown folks'
I
business.
told y'all not to do it. I said don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Now I know
I
better.
said, and y'all looked at
Now I
me
know
like I
better.
was crazy. I was like, all right,
Listen to Dez. I'm gonna listen to Dez next time.
yeah.
Just like I want to listen to Dez this time as we go into our final match of the night. This is match number 6. We had 6 matches tonight. So finally, good for you, SmackDown, for giving us a jam-packed Friday Night SmackDown episode. This is a King round where we have AJ Styles versus Randy, Mr. RKO. Wow. That's my comment on this match. Wow. Dez and Jay, what are your thoughts on this wow match?
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but I don't know. Maybe I walked out of the match. I don't know, but it just didn't hit for me. First off, Randy took so fucking long to get to the ring. This dude actually signed a fucking autograph while walking to the ring. He stopped, poses, and looks at the crowd and all this extra shit. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like I wrote in my notes, his entrances these days are really long, and they take longer and longer every time we see him. I mean, to the point that his entrance took so long that the bell rung and they threw a few punches or whatever, and they were outside the ring and they went right on commercial. I'm like, in the first few seconds, not even a minute, the first few seconds of a fucking match, we're already on commercial because your ass took forever to just walk from this short ramp area to the ring and do your pose and all this other. I'm like, bro, come on. So from there, I was already lost in the match because I'm like, all right, so we're gonna miss a lot of important stuff in the match because we're on commercial. And then somehow, some way, Randy's leg got injured or something like that, and AJ was basically capitalizing on that for the rest of the match, and that was Randy's Achilles heel. He hit that vintage power slam that he normally does, that Cody has stolen from him now. Then he hit that vintage Orton DDT off the ropes, and then he hit that RKO out of nowhere, and we got a winner, whoever that was. But Jay, maybe you can color things in, and maybe you saw something that I didn't see. Jay.
Like with that match, right once he took Randy's legs out, you was like, shit, Randy's only gonna be trying to really battle off of one leg, and it still was a good match because Randy didn't give a fuck. Randy still was kicking, fighting, doing what he had to do to stay alive in this match itself. And when AJ came with the phenomenal forearm, he was like, oh shit, maybe someone's gonna about to win, but Randy switched it so fast that no, Randy switched the RKO. So he switched the Styles Clash. Matter of fact, that's what it was. He switched that shit up and turned it into an RKO, which was basically like AJ should have stopped gloating. He was doing too much within that match because he clearly had that match an advantage all to himself. But Randy being Randy, he's gonna do everything out of nowhere. Kudos to him for getting the victory.
Kudos, kudos, kudos. I mean, I'm looking at it from a fan point of view of both AJ and RKO because both of them have quite a bit of mileage on them. And both of them is they're just gonna give they all for the next couple of years because I see both of them eventually saying, you know what, we've done it all, we've seen it all. It's time for us to give it to the youngins, and just hang it up on a high note. But congratulations to Mr. RKO. Again, we're going to keep our eyes wide open for you because we know that you have your revenge tour as well as AJ Styles. Will AJ travel to Saudi Arabia for revenge? Is he capable of doing that? The answer is absolutely. But will he do that? That's the question. That's the $10 million question. So that is the end of our SmackDown recap. We still have more show to go. So we're going to continue. We're going to go to our news clips, but first we are going to take a quick break so we can get our notes together. So we'll be right back after these messages.
You guys looking for a podcast? Well, this ain't no ordinary podcast. This is the Three Bells Podcast with Triple J, Mundo, and Shane O'Mac. Acknowledge me. Coming to you live each and every Monday night for Monday Night Raw, Tuesdays with NXT, and Friday Night Smackdown featuring WWE PPVs, news, and more. So tune in live on stereo and follow the buzzards. And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Once again, shout out to Lawan. God damn it, Lawan, giving us one of the best presents we could have ever received. And that was that awesome intro that we play, as well as our outros that we play every week. So thank you so much, Mr. Lawan. All right, so this is the time of the night where we have our news clips. This is just some of the many things that has been happening throughout the week in WWE and beyond. Let's get to that news table and let's hit the news. Arabia Mania? So the chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, his name is Turkey Al-Sheikh. Excuse me if I get his name wrong. He tells ESPN that an enhancement to Saudi Arabia's existing agreement with WWE will be announced later this week. Specifically, he is looking to bring the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania to Saudi Arabia. Can you believe that? Can you imagine WrestleMania 45, 46 at Saudi? Something to think about. Hello, Mr. Bruce Leroy MVP. Mr. MVP, Montel Vontavious Porter. He has taken to his Instagram account, and he shared with us that after 11 long years, he has finally reached the rank of black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Congratulations, Mr. Karate. I don't want to announce this. I'm not very happy with this news, but I guess you one person would like this. So, Fightful selects Corey Brenham. He reported that Sexy Red, you know, that rapper Sexy Red that is like the hottest name right now, she tweeted during Tuesday's NXT. And apparently it wasn't an accident and was described to us as a quote-unquote partnership to be expecting more interactions with the rapper in the future. So apparently she wrote a tweet during the Noam Dar and the Metaphor laying out NXT champions Trick Williams. And she says, man, what the fuck? I just watched on Supernova Sessions. Metaphor better watch their backs because Trick Williams gonna get on their asses now. So we will stay tuned. We're gonna definitely hear more from Sexy Red, and we might see her in an episode of NXT. Ladies and gentlemen, the King has stepped down. As of May 6th, it was reported that Jerry the King Lawler has not re-signed or renewed his broadcast contract. However, the King, he's still dealing with the WWE because he is still under the Legends deal. So that means they'll still use his likeness, they'll still sell his merch, and he will still show his face from time to time. Lawler admits that at this point, being a commentary behind the desk is difficult after his stroke that he had back in February last year. And on a happy note, and Des, you should find this especially very exciting, after a successful negotiation of a $25 million domestic media rights agreement with NBC Universal, WWE revealed that its flagship program, Monday Night Raw, will continue airing on the USA Network until the end of 2024, after which the transition for Netflix started January 25th. Now, don't forget, we're excited about this because originally they was going to end on October of 2024. So it's official. If the dates are right, the last Raw episode on US Network would be Monday, December 30th. The first Raw Netflix would be January 6th, 2025. Des and Jay, your thoughts on the news, or do you guys have any news clips that you would like to add yourselves?
No. Well, yeah. Well, shit. I'm happy to hear that Raw is not going to be in limbo for a few months, and it is. I think this is this the first time that Raw and SmackDown will be on the same network live ever in WWE history? Am I wrong? Shay Jane? Shay Jane. Shane. I did it again. Shane J. Am I wrong? Shut up.
Yeah, I don't, maybe Jay remembers a little area, but I don't remember. It has always been like opposite networks. It's never been on the same network. Jane. Ugh, Gorno, Jay.
Ay, Dios mío, bro.
Shut up. I didn't mean it.
What a night.
Yeah, it's because of your titties. That's why he calls you Jane. There you go. It's
Probably
the
because
titties.
probably because that's what I don't, I'll be puffing.
Hey.
What?
Shane said it.
Bouncy.
He said the word of the night. Now,
La teta. La teta.
But Jay, have they ever been on the same network live at the same, like on this, in the same week? Because I believe they were on the same network when SmackDown was taped, but I mean, like, they're both live shows now. Like, has that ever happened?
Not that I recall.
And
back then I didn't have cable back then, so it took me a minute to even know any of that because I grew up to the Channel 9, the Channel 5, with SmackDown type shit. So
you understood what I was talking about earlier about why we got a Shinsuke Nakamura promo, because there are people who still don't have cable and who can tune into network television. But as far as my contribution to news clips, did you know? Did you know?
My favorite part.
Did you know? Did you?
But the echo. But yeah, the echo. You forgot the echo. You're supposed to go on the echo chamber.
I didn't press the button fast enough tonight. I'm sorry. I'm a little slow. But did you guys know that Randy Orton was asked about his future in wrestling, and he said, well, if you would have asked me 2 years ago, I would have thought it would have been close to the end. But I had a spinal fusion a year and a half ago, and that changed the game. I'd be in pain through my entire 30s. I was hurting. I was begging for time off when I was 35. And I think Vince's quote to me was, Mother Nature gets all of us. And that's hard to hear when you're 35. Well, excuse me, Randy voice. That's hard to hear when you're 35 and your back hurts. You're busting your ass for the company. And there's been some changes. And now I think instead of pushing guys and running their dicks into the ground until they fall apart and they can't do it anymore, it's a great atmosphere to go, okay, how can we make this guy last? And the beauty of it is, excuse me, I'm not even there yet. I feel so great after my surgery. I'm a full-time guy. And did you guys know that Randy has decided that he will continue to compete in WWE until the age of 50? Did you know that, Jay? Did you know that, Shane? Did you know that, Jay? Did you know?
I didn't. No.
I kind of heard about that because when I heard about it, I looked up his age. He is currently 44. So we have about a good 5 or 6 years of good old Randy. And
I
I
wanted to
agree,
make sure. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
He looks
Shane.
awesome. Like he's in his best shape, and he's fighting in a way where he can give powerful blows, and he doesn't have to, I guess, be as quick. Like he could take his time walking down the ring. He's Randy Orton.
You're right. Right at this point, yeah.
Yeah, but absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing how much he can give until it's time for him to go. Hopefully, he's still in awesome shape so he could just end on a high note rather than he have to. I want him to want to, not have to.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that point up because he's trying to retire Randy with Cena, and I'm like, I don't think that's going to happen. So I made it my point to make sure that I got this in so Jay can see that Randy doesn't want to retire yet.
It's okay. You can breathe. It's Friday. Matter of fact, it's Saturday. So yeah, you can breathe.
I'm good, but you understand?
Okay.
Randy said he's not. Randy said he's not retiring. Cena, okay. Okay.
Okay. He didn't tell me that. He didn't tell me that.
He said it. He said he's going 50.
He didn't tell me. So
Cena's what, 47, 48? It's a big difference between 44 and 50 and 47 or 48 and 50. So yeah.
Let's see what the back tells him in 2 years. See what happens. The back could give out any time. So
not the way he wrestles. Not the way he wrestles now.
Let's see. Let's see. God forbid,
Shane.
God forbid, What Shane want? What did Shane do?
Stop trying to retire this man. Let him do what he does.
I'm not retiring him.
He said, well, let's see what the back says. The back says,
exactly.
God forbid, but you never know what the back says.
It's true.
But he does.
What am I supposed to say?
He fights safe. He fights like the Miz now. You remember last Saturday?
Oh God, the Miz don't have back problems, bro.
Remember last Saturday? You was like, where the hell is Randy at? Randy's been missing most of the match. You're damn right he's been missing most of the match. He can't take all the bumps. Leave that to Kevin Owens. Let him hide out in the side, lay down for a little bit until it's his time to get back in the ring and do what he do.
And then what happened during that match though? He did an RKO on the announcers table and the shit didn't even break. It looked like his back took. It looked like his back took most of that brunt.
And then what happened after that? He laid on the table and relaxed.
Got some icy hot. He called Shaq up with some icy hot.
He laid on the table because you know what? No, you know why I'm saying that? Because they showed you know how Michael Cole, they be having a camera on him, so they showed a video of him doing the call of Kevin Owens doing that suplex off the ropes onto the chairs, and Randy was just laying on the table the whole time watching. I was cracking up while Michael Cole is running around, screaming and yelling about the movie just saw, and Randy is just literally just laying there on the table. I'm like, bruh.
That's wild. Oh shit.
So I'm going to play this message that's on hold. So I'm going to play this message, and then I'm going to ask you guys a question. All right. And as well as our listeners, you can answer this question as well. But let's play this message first.
Jane. Yeah, I think that's all I got there. I don't think you can do anything else with those names. Jane. Boom, boom, boom.
Dude, don't give him no ideas, please.
Really, Boom? Really, Boom?
No.
That's messed up. Wise man, that's messed up. I made a mistake. I apologize. Like, that's foul to make fun of a mistake like that.
From your own partner.
Boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on tonight. We're losing it. We are losing it.
Guys, you know who came to the NXT studios the other day? Which was crazy. Former wrestler Tyler Rex, who changed himself and goes by the name of Gabby Tuft, and tweeted out, "Boy, what have you done with these? With NXT and everything? It looks beautiful and such." So there's a possibility that Gabby Tuft could sign with NXT.
Wasn't she at a AEW event as well? So she's just probably trying to throw herself out there like, hey, I can wrestle
I'm here.
still. I still can wrestle. I got titties now, but I can wrestle still.
Okay.
Show me some
said
love.
The same thing. She went to TNA, said the same thing. TWA, New Japan,
you know what she did?
AAA.
This is what she did at every event. She did this. Hey, shake it. Who wants it? I got it. Right here. Yo, we are so gonna get kicked off the air for that shit. Oh my god, why would y'all follow me that one?
No 30 million for us. No.
Oh man.
But let me ask you guys this question, and our listeners can hear as well. Here comes Boom. What does Boom have to say before I ask the question?
She was training with Dustin Rhodes around the time of the Royal Rumble. So yeah, she was over there, and and she did stop off at NXT. But yeah, she's been training since Royal Rumble. Well, a little bit before, but to get back, in the ring and shake off the rust. And again, she went back to train with Dustin Rhodes first before doing anything else. A boom, boom, boom.
Well, let's give her a chance, fellas. Let's see what she can do after all that training for all this time. Let's see. But here's the question that I have for the homies at the table, Des and Jay, as well as our listeners. Feel free to answer this question. So I was online and somebody posted a picture. It's 3 teams, and you pick a team. Team number 1, considered the good guys, consists of Daniel Bryan, Bret Hart, Rey Mysterio, Hulk Hogan, John Cena. Then you have the dirtiest players, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, Triple H, Roman Reigns, Ric Flair. Then you have the anti-heroes, Dean Ambrose, CM Punk, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kevin Owens, and The Undertaker. Me personally, I'm going for anti-heroes all day, every day. Dez, Jay, Lawan, and Boom, you can leave a message to answer that question. Hit it, fellas.
Jay, you go first. I had to unplug real fast. Go first.
Well, I'm going with the dirtiest players in the game just because of the fact is all of these guys are cerebral in their each and every way. You got the RKO out of nowhere. You got the curb stomp. You got the pedigree. You got the spear. And you got the 16-time world champ doing the figure four and giving you the occasional poke in the eye. Bro, this team is classic right here. Why not? I love it.
Good pick. Good pick. Dez, you ready? Don't forget Lawan and Boom. Oh, so I'll play this message while Dez gets ready.
What were those? There was two names that I didn't recognize. Who's that? That last name, Brian? I know a guy with a first name, Brian. An American Dragon. I don't know this other guy you're talking about. And then this Ambrose fella. Never. I don't know who that is. No. All right. Seriously though, yeah, anti-heroes all the way. Boom. Anti-heroes.
Yeah, nice try, Boom. You know damn well who everybody is and then more than who I know. So, but good choice, though. I'm going to play one more message and then, Dez, you can hit it. Lawan
I'm going with
says,
the anti-heroes just because both of those guys could play any role. They could play heel, they could play face. You never know with those guys. They're all about themselves.
cool answer, cool answer. Mr. Mundo, you ready? If you're ready, hit it.
Yeah, I mean, it's no question who I'm gonna go for. God damn it! The moment that you seen it, who else? I'm a CM Punk guy and I'm a Undertaker guy. You're goddamn right. If they're in the same goddamn category, yeah, I'm rolling for them. And then Stone Cold on top of that, KO. Like, come on, guys. It's no question. The anti-heroes.
Okay, I mean, sure, we knew who you was going to pick, but wasn't it an interesting selection? It was interesting.
Of
The
Good
course.
weakest,
guys, the dirtiest.
the weakest
Jay?
link on the anti-heroes is Dean Ambrose. He doesn't really deserve to be on that anti-heroes list just because he didn't have the tenure as most of these other guys have had in WWE. Like CM Punk, he came back, and even though he had his time before in WWE, I would still say it outshines Ambrose's. Stone Cold's tenure, we know how that was. KO is a lifelong guy. Taker, a lifelong guy. So, like Dean Ambrose, that's the weak link. And for for me picking the dirtiest players in the group, any of my five could put the beats on a Dean Ambrose easily. So, you know, even with like the good guys list, once you beat up Rey Mysterio and Daniel Bryan, you only got Hogan, Cena, and Brett, and that's kind of scary to look at. You're looking at it like, fuck. All I gotta do is beat a guy with a leg drop, beat a guy with a sharpshooter, and a guy with just a you can't see me.
Well, I
Yeah,
think the weakest link in your group is Ric Flair.
he's the dirtiest. He's the dirtiest player in the game.
Yeah, but
How can he be the weakest link,
he's also the weakest person on the team. Look at everybody else on the team. Roman,
bro? That's
Triple
because he's like
H.
70. That's because he's like 70.
Okay, well,
This picture of him was probably like in his late 50s.
and
No, we're
I'm just
we're coming from prime perspective, like everyone at their prime, not like
The dirtiest players
prime.
take that thing.
Obviously, yeah,
Flair in his prime? What?
yeah, everyone's prime.
everybody in their prime. Well,
Yes,
when Well, in the team anti-heroes, when was everybody's prime then?
And Dean never really had one. I would say Dean hit his after he left the company that he hit his prime because of all the fame that he got when he left. The reason why I say that is because before he hit his prime, look what Brock Lesnar did to him at Mania. 12 fucking Germans, 13 Germans, and just annihilated him. That took a lot away from him, to me, in my opinion. You know.
Well, what about Cena? Cena, Team Good Guys. Cena's prime, he was barely beaten by anybody. Same thing with Hogan.
Damn.
And I guess the prime of Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson was
the
during
Yes
the peak of the Yes movement, right? Same thing with Rey Mysterio, somewhere in the middle of the Ruthless Aggression era. And then Bret Hart, the new generation.
Execution.
I mean, obviously, I think if we're going to go in the prime, Team Good Guys would beat everybody because these motherfuckers were basically not losing. It's unfair, actually.
They sure
think about it.
They sure were. It was all about the good guys.
Yeah,
especially
it's just
that
not fucking
Hogan.
fair. Him and Cena go neck and neck, basically. It's like, what the fuck, man? Like, are we ever going to win? That's fucked up.
But quick, fast. Because we're going to stop because we're going to go for another, Jay, we're going to go for a whole nother hour, especially with you, because we was about to stop, and then you came up with this long explanation, and I was like, we're about to go into the whole hour with this. So this will definitely be continued because I'm sure I'll find another one. But it's a good choice for everyone. You know, you can't go wrong because they're all freaking awesome. All of them, even Dean Ambrose. They're all freaking good. But Des, can you do a favor, guys? Jay, yes.
Go ahead. I know what you're about to say.
Oh, you know what to say? Okay, cool. So, Des, if you would do the honor of saying hi to the listener that just joined in, please, in your own special way. Des.
Yes, can you give me a second?
At least you did say, give me a sec.
No, it's not me. I told you, freaking stereo was acting crazy tonight. Because even when I press mute and unmute, the damn thing is just still showing mute.
So, there you go. So stereo, if you're listening,
whoever you are
getting the walk box of the night. Get your system straight. Reboot. Upgrade. Do something, man. You're making us sound terrible. You're giving us low viewership numbers, man. Fix your shit. Come on now.
Whoever you are, stereo. But
whoever
anyway,
you are. God damn it. Hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we would like to give a big shout out. She held us in her palm and interviewed us and gave us a new platform for people to hear us. She did us a good job by making everyone know who we are. So we just want to show her some love, some good old-fashioned love, and just say, how are you doing, Bree? Ladies and gentlemen, Bree Talk is in the building. Bree, what's going on? What's goody? What's good? What's good? It's Brooklyn in the house. New York City's in the building. What's good? What up? Yeah.
Hey, Puddin', how are you? Hope all is well. Good job, Des. Good job. Don't do the cat. Don't do the cat meow. You'll be fine.
No. Look, last time you blamed me for that, you seen the replay and it was Jay. And then he tried to play stupid like, what did I do? I'm not doing it. I would love for her to do it. I could just soak that in real quick and hear him like,
Maybe she will. Maybe she'll be part of these messages that I'm going to play now before we do our birthday shout-outs. Boom.
I think John Moxley is more of an anti-hero than Dean Ambrose.
Of course.
So I feel like we got to really see him now, you know, AEW, New Japan, all post WWE than what Dean Ambrose was. I think John Moxley is the bigger anti-hero. versus Dean Ambrose. Boom.
Of course, that makes sense, but the picture was based on all WWE participants. So, but what you say makes sense also. Lawan.
If I'm gonna take Dean Ambrose out for the anti-hero, I will replace him with Sheamus.
Interesting. And here's the message for you, Dez.
What's going on, Mundo? What's up, Triple J? What's going on, Shane O'Mac? What's up to the listening party down in the basement? What's going on, the Three Bells podcast? I hope all you beautiful gentlemen are having a fan-fucking-tabulous night.
Yeah, yeah, yeah! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Yeah, yeah, yeah!
That was pure magic.
Right? That just rings in my ear. Like her voice is just perfect. So perfect for this podcast and stuff, man. People tell me the same thing about my voice all the time, but that is a voice for podcasting right there. Y'all better get That's for you, Bree. Welcome. Thank you for showing up, showing the love.
And this is the perfect way for us to go into my personal favorite time of the night. Happy birthdays! Hey! If you're celebrating a birthday this week, we like to say happy birthday. For you're also celebrating with these superstars. That evil woman, her from Damage Control, Dakota Kai. She's 36. And we just seen her fight tonight. You may not have won, but you're a winner to all of us moving forward. Piper Nivens. She's 33. And also saying happy birthday. Also, we just saw him tonight. Tonga Loa. He didn't fight because he still got birthday cake in his mouth, for he celebrates 41. Also with cake in his mouth, it's the KO himself, Kevin Owens. Welcome to the 40-40 Club, buddy. He is 40. Part of the do-it-yourself dudes. Ciampa. He turns 39. And we know what she's doing with her Whoop That Trip Boo, NXT's last legend. She's 27. And everybody, we like to say happy birthday to not WWF, but WWE. For WWE turned 22 this week. And celebrating their birthday today, right now, legendary Tito Santana. He turned 71 today. And one of the best fighters out there, mean son of a bitch, don't mess with him, William Regal. He is celebrating turning 56. And celebrating their birthdays tomorrow, producer Billy Kidman. He turns 50. Welcome to the club, buddy. And also celebrating their birthday, another producer of WWE, Bobby Roode. He turns 48. We'd like to give heavenly birthdays to one Owen Hart. You all know him from the Hart Foundation. Born 1965 and passed in 1999 at the age of 34. Also, you remember this big guy, Hercules Hernandez. Big diesel guy with the big chain around his neck. Born 1956 and passed in 2004 at the age of 47. Those are our birthday shout-outs for our superstars. And we say happy birthday to all the superstars in your lives. Dez and Jay, are there any birthday shout-outs or anniversary celebrations you'd like to give shout-outs to at this time?
Oh, yeah, of course. First and foremost, I just want to give a shout-out to everybody who I've wished a happy birthday throughout this week. Special shout-out to my cousin, Tawana. Happy birthday to you. And a big, big, big birthday, 39 birthday shout-out to my older brother, Greg. Not DJ Young and I, but Lil Young and I. That's what they call him, man. Shout out to my big brother. And of course, I just want to give a shout out to all the moms out there. This is Mother's Day weekend. And happy Mother's Day to my mom, my sister, my aunties, my grandma. happy Mother's Day again to all the mothers out there. You guys are all appreciated. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Yeah.
Unfortunately, this week I don't have any birthdays to celebrate, but shout out to everybody who's celebrating one this week and this weekend on this glorious Mother's Day weekend. Shout out to all the mothers that are out there and to the ones in heaven as well. God bless.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is our show for tonight. But before we end this show and any show here at the Three Bells Podcast, we have what is called the Three Bells Match and or Moment of the Night. We're going to start with Dez, and then Jay will follow, and then I will give mine. If you're listening, feel free to give yours. Fellas, hit it.
Okay, pretty much. It's pretty obvious what my match of the night is tonight. I'm going to go with Nia Jax versus Naomi. That was a hell of a way to start off SmackDown tonight. And I just want to give props to both ladies. Both of them looked good tonight. And it shows that they really worked hard on trying to produce the best match that they possibly can for the fans tonight. So shout out to those two ladies right there. And my moment of the night, that's a tough one for me. A matter of fact, I'm going to go cheesy. My moment of the night is the transition between the end of Jade Cargill's match to the beginning of Bianca Belair's match. There we go. And I love that transition between the two segments because it kind of looked like Jade was a little bit caught off guard. So yeah, shout out to that. My match and moment of the night. Yeah.
Woo! My match of the night, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it was Jade versus Piper Niven. Just for the fact that, we seen Jade hit her with the Blue Thunder Bomb and then, catches her with the Jaded to finish. And she's looking more and more cleaner every time she's in the ring. And she's undefeated still. So, shout out to Miss Jade for winning the match. And my moment of the night, I would have to go with, I would have to go with Paul Heyman. Just for everything that he did tonight, as far as telling Solo what he told him backstage, and then when he gets to the ring with them, he throws up the one, like, yeah, okay, fine, look, I'm throwing up my ones. But shout out to Paul Heyman on making, some nice moments tonight.
Before I give mine, we're going to go to the message. I have a feeling that Lawan left his. He says...
Right, match of the night was Nia Jax and Naomi. Great match. Great way to start SmackDown. And a wise man once said, named Jerry King Lawyer said, puppies.
That's my tattoo right
there. Yeah, I agree, man. I see what you're saying, man. All right, so my match of the night, picking one. If I had to pick one, I would definitely pick Jade and Piper, only because of... Yes?
You want to go with Boom before you finish?
I was going to finish and then go with Boom. I wasn't...
You are the man of the show. You close out your show. Let him go, and then you do what you do. This is your show. We want to hear your voice last.
Wait a minute. How are you going to tell me to do what I do and then tell me what to do?
I didn't tell you what to do. I didn't say, Shane, play the message.
Yes, you did. You say, yes, Shane. First off, you cut me off, and then you say, Shane, before you continue, play Boom's message. This is your show. You can do what you want, but play the message because we want to hear your voice.
Because if that was the case, then you would have just said what you said, and then you let Lawan play after you.
What are you talking, dude?
Mm-hmm. I'm right. Yeah,
Oh, you
think
give
about
me a
it.
headache. No, you're not right, because I didn't even see Boone's message till just now, and I was going to play it after I was finished saying my thought. Just like if you were saying the thought, or if Jay was saying the thought, I would wait till you guys finish and then
No,
play Boone's, and
not
then you guys would
necessarily.
have your final say, because I
Not
do
when
have
you,
a
not when
say
you,
after this.
not when you were aiming to be the last person to make the three bells moment. That's what I'm saying. Like, if that was the case, you would have just said your piece and then let Lawan go afterwards.
Bro, he was already in the middle of talking
Shut the hell up.
before
I'm not talking to
before the
you.
message even
I'm not
popped
talking
up.
to
Like,
you. I'm not
come
talking to you.
on,
I'm not
come
talking to
on.
you.
Stop
I'm not
trying to pull
talking to
his
you.
tail.
Jesus.
Stop trying to pull the tail of the donkey, man. Come on now.
I'm just saying,
The ass.
I don't have to say anything. The pudding is right there. The pudding is right there on the table, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know what? I mean, since at this point, I might as well just play Boom. What you say, man?
Match of the night for me,
Mm-hmm.
Tonga winning. Hell yeah. I don't have a moment, but I just want to see my boy Tama Tonga get that win.
Okay, so Tama's debut match, and he wins. Okay. And not for nothing, Boom. I don't mind him winning. I just didn't buy the way that he won. I think that's the biggest argument out of that whole match. That finisher was, ugh. But thank you, Boom, for sharing that, and Lawan. Now, as I was saying before I was interrupted, my match of the night is Jade and Piper Nivens. Because of the fact that we got the best of both of them, because they have to give their best, because Jade was going up against a woman that's pretty much almost the same strength. So it was good to see both of them go at it. And I am looking forward to seeing Jade and Piper do singles matches, whether it's against each other or other people. So that was my match. My moment of the night is the same as Dez, with the single shot of the night where Jade goes towards the back and she meets up with Bianca, and they have their cute little exchange, sister love, you go girl, and the camera follows her. So that is my match and moment of the night. Dez and Jay, are there? I mean, let me ask you this question before we close out. Because, in my opinion, just like I said for Raw, I am going to say again I'm going to say for SmackDown. This was one of the best SmackDowns I've seen in terms of matches. We had 6 matches tonight with backstage footage, even a video promo. All in all, this was an awesome SmackDown. I'm looking forward to next week, where we continue with this King and Queen of the Ring matches, which is given amazing matches, amazing duels. Des and Jay, how do you feel about SmackDown all in all tonight?
Well, I think that the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring tournament is forcing, same thing with Raw. It's forcing them to cut back on the promos because you got all of these matches that you have to get through. It's but so many matches that we're gonna get to that during a live event. It's like, okay, we have this tournament, we got to get through it. So I'm shocked that we got 6 matches on SmackDown tonight and 6 matches that had winners that wasn't disqualified. It wasn't a stoppage in the show. So I'm all for this King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring tournament as long as we keep getting good matches and good shows out of it. Less promos. I think they should take something out of this. We don't need all the promos. I don't even think, besides Cody, I don't think we had any other promos inside the ring tonight. Everything else was backstage in a few seconds. So let's get more of that, especially on SmackDown. Let's get more of that. Use the time better, my opinion.
I was very satisfied with everything that we got from SmackDown tonight. You know, like me, I'm an advocate for more wrestling, less talk. So, you know, I was fond of that we got 6 tonight. And overall, this whole week, I felt like this week of wrestling in general, in between all 3 shows, it felt like this was the most matches we ever got in like 1 week, as far as from just like shows in general, not even PLEs. And I'm satisfied that we got more wrestling this week. I'm happy. The more, the better. Now, even though they're doing this tournament, can they keep this momentum up as far as with more wrestling, less talk, with these smaller vignettes, quicker promos in the back? You know, we if they could keep on doing that and feeding us more, I'm all for it.
Real quick, Jay, I think as long as they keep everybody out of the ring and outside of the ring from talking, I think we'll be good. We can keep everything in the back, but that's in the ring talking stuff is that's where they lose a lot of us. They waste a lot of time
Right,
in ring. You know,
right. It
with
kills.
like with Raw, I think instead of us getting that stupid ass Becky in ring shit, we could have got Kofi versus Ray instead.
Exactly. Exactly. The theme, the entrance, and all that, the music playing, this, that, blah, 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 and then Liv Morgan coming down. That was a waste of 10 minutes. We could have gotten that Ray and Kofi match, them 10 minutes. You know, they really could have fed us something different.
And
So
tonight, if
no,
we could have cut
they gave us
down,
Becky.
if we
Look how they gave us Bailey. They gave us Bailey
right,
real quick in the back, the same
I was
way.
about to say they could have cut down on that Cody promo, and we could have got
Hmm.
Tiffy Tom versus Mi Chin tonight instead. I would have rather that
So wait, they're saving that match for a house show
for the
too.
house. Yeah, that's a house show match.
Oh my god! So wait, they giving 4 matches in house shows?
Yeah, and we'll probably won't even see.
Oh,
Like, we won't even see what the match looked like, but we'll just see who the winner was. Like, I don't like that.
yo, was there any speed matches this week?
Yeah,
Who was
yeah.
it?
Who
They
are they?
they they were doing the number one contender tournament to face Ricochet. Damn, I had it in my head. I can't even think no more. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize, but I believe it was it a was it Apollo Cruz and Brunson Reed. They had one. I forgot.
Hmm.
Apollos. Oh my god, Jesus, he's still around. Oh wow, that boy looks like a fucking turtle, a ninja turtle. Oh my god, he
That's a
can't go
mess.
away. He can't go away.
I'm just confused as to why Ricochet is like so upset. I mean, dude, you do realize that you are a title holder, right? I mean, it's not the top tier, but it's a title. You went through this whole tournament and you won from start to finish. And now you're upset. You thinking about quitting. You don't know what to do now after what happened on Raw because you're not in the King of the Ring tournament anymore. So now that's it. You're just going to relinquish this title and just give up. Des, what's going on?
Well, real quick, the matches that we got to this week on Speed, it was Apollo Cruz versus Ivar, and then it was Tyler Bate versus Berto. Those were the 2 matches from this week. And as far as Ricochet, he's just mad at the fact that when it comes to the main roster, when something big comes up, he keeps taking losses. Yes, he's appreciative of the whole Speed situation, but he's like, I want something on the main roster. I want to, the last major thing that I had on the main roster was the IC title. So I kind of feel where he's coming from. And I feel like it might be a much needed heel turn, even though he'll still probably get cheered because of the fact that he puts on fucking amazing matches, like that match with him and Ilya on Monday.
But with him being upset that that's not happening, that's a legit reason for him to turn heel. So you think that you're being mad now that you're in this mad tour that's going to make you like a believable heel? Like I understand that you're mad, but does that make you heel mad? As in you doing backstabbing, dirty things, interrupting people's matches because you feel that you deserve to be in that match.
Well, I'm looking at it more of an anti-hero type situation where it's not him being mad at the fans, but him being mad at the authority, the establishment. So he's going to start doing heel type stuff. But again, like I said, I still think he's going to get cheered by the fans because we want to see him do more. So we'll be behind him, but he won't be the happy-go-lucky Ricochet anymore.
Maybe it's time. But either way, we still going to show him love because either way, he's dope. But we'll see. To be continued. Because, ladies and gentlemen, that is our Friday edition of the Three Bells Podcast. I'd like to say thank you so much, of course, to the homies, Mr. Mundo, Mr. CEO Dez, and our smart Google guy with the banging pipes premiering again, Triple J. Thank you, Jay and the J Pipes. Thanks, Luan. Thanks to Boom. Thanks to Breed Talks for coming in and showing your love and sharing your knowledge. As always, we love you guys for that. And we're about to approach Mother's Day. You know, this is the time where we say thank you to our mothers for giving us birth, for inspiring us to being our biggest cheerleaders in everything that we want to do, no matter how too big or how ridiculous it is. They always say at the end, that's my baby and you can do it. So with that, us guys here, we say Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there and to everyone and your mothers. Not only Happy Mother's Day, but Happy Mother's Moment. Because there is never a break when it comes to a mother. So we say Happy Moment, Mother. Thank you. This is your homie, Shane O'Mac, coming to you live from the Three Bells Podcast East New York section table, saying good fright, good night. Jay will go, and then Dez closes out, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, what an amazing week of wrestling we had, fellas. As always, it's been a blessing. Love y'all. Shout out to our listeners. Boom, Lavon, Bree. Have a good weekend. Have a blessed one. Bree, if you're a mom, to your moms, happy Mother's Day. Hope you have a good weekend. And just shout out to everybody and their mothers. And like I said as earlier, shout out to those mothers in heaven looking upon us right now at the moment. On that note, I'm Triple J, now exiting Yo City.
Yeah, yeah, yeah!
Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Mundo, a.k.a. Mr. A.k.a. himself. And as always, thank you to everybody that contributed tonight. Triple J, Shane O'Mac, Boom, Lawan, Bree, all the other listeners that came in, popped in here and there. Thank y'all so much. Thank you guys so much for the week. Smackdown, Raw, NXT was a great week. Thank you so much. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day in heaven to all the moms up there watching over everybody and continuing to bless their children. It's your boy Mundo, a.k.a. Mr. A.k.a. himself. Before I get out of here, just want to remind you, look up there, right there above my little circle. Tap into the Three Bells Podcast YouTube page, the Instagram page, the TikTok page. Everything is Three Bells Podcast, and you can find us. Until Monday, it will be a very interesting Monday as we go to round 2 of the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring tournament. Should be fun. It's Mundo, a.k.a. Mr. A.K.A. himself. And I'm out of here.
I'm beyond hungry, coming for the whole entire meal. You gotta keep going, I'ma show them this is real. Stand in the fire, but I'm never gonna melt. You can try to stop me, but nothing's ever gonna help. This is the start of a story that everyone was held. One roll of the dice and I'm betting on myself. Born to be the greatest of all time.
Yeet.
They know it's my time. Let the world know I've arrived. I'm on the rise, unstoppable.
And as always, no yeet.